Today we want to ask you, this thing what you do, you think say good to break hearts of more than 4 women, can't give one belle, promise another one marriage. Wait till you get to talk for this matter.
Nothing, no.
But these women, they say they know you, you friend them, and will come still see you for a quarrel with another one. You want to say you don't know these 4 women?
Huh?
Look, the 4 of them were plus the one we carry load. You know them.
I don't know them.
To Canada, he go to yesterday he say he dey Morocco, he dance disco. Na lie, na binogi. So good, na go be. So good. Ayakata, original go be. See wahala. Johnny leave me follow Cynthia, and I don't know what to do. And he talk say I no do like the way Cynthia they do. Johnny give you belle, talk say he want marry nene. Walk him kedi peneme. Johnny Mo. Looking for my Johnny. Where is my Johnny? Johnny Mo. Do you know Johnny? Question. If I know see my Johnny,
The Ground Report with Mikey K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
6 a.m. to 9 a.m. Join Andy Williams, Michael Kerr, and Lennox Smith, the Ground Report team on M1047 as they rip apart the lies, half-truth, and misinformation that the mainstream media never discuss. The Ground Report. Hard-hitting, informative, undiluted, uncompromising, and unfiltered. Monday to Friday on M104.7 FM. Get the raw facts before making any life-changing decisions. Only on The Ground Report.
Diwali is in the air, and with it comes festivities and fasting. Luckily, my family and I can enjoy a nice, tasty veggie burger thanks to Royal Castle. Whether it's lunch or dinner, the Royal Castle veggie burger is great on its own or in a combo with a side and a 16-ounce drink. And it's healthy too. A nutritious patty made with oats, lentils, chana, potatoes, and carrots. Inside, a soft bun with tomatoes and lettuce. So for this season of lights, try the tasty and healthy veggie burger. Shubh Diwali from Royal Castle.
Having to lose someone you love is already hard, so funeral services and arrangements should be made easy. And at David Guide & Son, that is what we guarantee. We guarantee our customers exclusive services at affordable prices. Our services include funeral pre-arrangement packages, casket customization, great customer service, and the latest in body preparation technology, and the best fleet of vehicles to give your loved ones the send-off they deserve. With 4 convenient locations, feel free to call us or visit us at Port of Spain, 623-4906, Couva, 636-2435, San Fernando, 610-5062, and Point Fortin, 610-9200. With full funeral packages starting from as low as $7,500, call David Guide & Son Funeral Services today. David Guide & Son Funeral Services. Distinctive, not expensive.
Shiny and Ari Restaurant is open for breakfast, lunch, and dinner 7 days a week from 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. 67 Western Main Road, St. James, opposite Standards. Serving local breakfast items like sada, fry bake, roast bake, and pies. With all your favorite local fillings. Assorted lunches available from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Get pilau for $25 or get combination lunches from $25 to $40. They also have soup specials as well as crab and dumpling. From 6 p.m. have dinner on the pavement a la carte with burgers, fried nuggets, gyro, and just about anything you can think about. Call 382-9347 to place your order. Shiny and Ari, Main Road, St. James, open 7 days a week.
Are you stressed and worried by problems? Then meet Priest Santosh Ji. Priest is specialized in palm, face, photo, date of birth reading and gives solutions to problems in marriage, relationship, love, business, job, health, and removes all black magic, negativity, bad luck permanently, and gives good luck and lifelong protection. Then call Priest Santosh Ji 384-3844. That's 384-3844.
Some call it a meal, some call it a snack. KFC Munch Pack. Hungry, you're hungry, yeah, we deal with that. KFC Munch Pack. Munch Pack, after work or lunchtime. Munch Pack, tasty, gold and divine. Munch Pack, KFC, you could find this deal, that's one of a kind. KFC Munch Pack, yeah, we love that. Gold and goodness to go. KFC Munch Pack, yeah, we love that. This deal is for you, yeah.
Hungry for deals? Enjoy a KFC Munch Pack with one piece of delicious chicken and one regular side for only $21.95. Only from KFC.
Eastern Credit Union's here to say Wally and Christmas light the way. Gift of light shining not so bright to make your holidays just right. Oh yeah. For mortgage, home equity too. New and used vehicles just for you. Hybrid electric choices grand. With ECU you're in good hands. Georgie bundle a special treats. Make the festive season complete. Existing members come and see. A grand and shares you could drive free.
Eastern Credit Union's Gift of Light promotion is here. Borrow up to 10 times your share balance and get the chance to win over $100,000 in fortnightly and grand prizes. Visit our website at ecunewexperience.com or contact us at 800-4328. This promotion ends on December 29th and is approved by the NLCB. Eastern Credit Union, leading the way.
This season is auspicious, KFC so delicious, a deal that celebrates us. Diwali delight, KFC. Diwali delight, packed with veggies and it tastes so right. KFC. Diwali delight, it's a taste that unites. Together we light up the world.
Your taste buds will be delighted this Diwali season. Bite into the Diwali delight offers from KFC. Enjoy our veggie sandwich for $29.95. Shubh Diwali from KFC.
The Ground Report with Mikey K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith. The Ground Report, the ground report.
The government of Trinidad and Tobago is not closing down Petrotrin.
The Ground Report, the ground report.
I would think that there's been very clear that all the employees of Petrotrin will exit the company. All.
The Ground Report with Mikey K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
Disclaimer. More FM Limited, its owners and associates, accepts no responsibility for statements made by the talk show hosts or their guests. More FM Limited does not endorse any of the information provided during this commercially booked segment as the truth. That you have to judge for yourself. We, however, reserve the right to question statements made. But in this time of misinformation, government-controlled media and corruption, it is sometimes hard to get the truth. But we must try. It is not our intention to discriminate or annoy anyone. We believe it is our constitutional right to free speech, to voice our opinion, and our duty to the population and country to expose the truth. More FM Limited takes no responsibility for the opinions of others.
I was going to the Oval one evening and I stopped as it was drizzling and a radio station was on. And on that radio station, which wasn't my favorite station, but it was on in the vehicle I was in, a most vulgar and outrageous radio program was on the airwaves called The Ground Report. You all remember that? In that report, it was the nastiest, dirty, as a matter of fact, what caught my attention was how filthy the program was on our airwaves. And I was asking myself, how could this be permitted on the airwaves of Trinidad and Tobago, election or no election. And it was all about me and my father and my mother and this, and I had raped this and I had done that, and the ground report. They want to know what the plan is. The plan is to put an end to this. And annoying me in the intervening period. You know what time I get up in the morning? I go to bed between 2 and 3 o'clock in the morning. I get up at daybreak. And when I get up nervous many times. Because what's going to happen to us as a people today? And all of a sudden they're concerned about debt in the country. They're concerned about who hungry. They're concerned about who starving. They're concerned about... Just give me a break. Thank you very much. A code, a mafiosi code. We keep each other's secret. It's only when you break rank, you go there and expose us, and for that, we're going to kill you politically. It's the code of the Cosa Nostra. As long as we stay together, we will survive together. And we agree not to breach the code of secrecy.
Williams and Lennox Smith.
More FM 104.7.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. See Sing, my brother. True. I feel this part the most. Sing.
And if our God is for us, then who could ever stop us? And if our God is with us, then what can stand against? And if our God is for us, then who could ever stop us? And if our God is with us, then what can stand against? Stand against.
More FM 104.7.
The people of Trinidad and Tobago are stupid.
Our God is greater, our God is stronger, God, you are higher than any other. Our God is healer, awesome in power. Our God, our God. Our God is greater, our God is stronger, God, you are higher than any other. Our God is healer, awesome in power. Our God, our God. And if our God is for us, then who could ever stop us? And if our God is with us, then what can stand against? And if our God is for us, then who could ever stop us? And if our God is with us, then what can stand against? Stand against.
More FM 104.7.
We must make government work for the people rather than have the people work to keep a government in place.
You must develop a sense of self-reliance. You must develop a sense of confidence. And you must know and remember that parliamentarians are your servants and that you are the lords of the land. And so I ask you to put your hand on your heart, every one of you, and shout after me, I am the government.
I am the government.
Louder, I am the government.
You are the government.
I am the government.
We are the government.
And I have to listen to that foolishness. And I have to listen to that foolishness.
Trinidad and Tobago. Over and over, many of you have been complaining about the service. Before we move further, because I didn't get to go to bed till about 2 o'clock this morning, trying to rectify what many of us deem to be a turn-off based on the quality of the program. Before we move forward, just want to make sure everything is in order, that the sleepless night was not for nothing, and that you all are hearing us in the east, you all are hearing us in the west, you all are hearing us in the north, you all are hearing us in central, because Trinidad and Tobago needs this program. Trinidad and Tobago needs the Ground Report. The Ground Report are the only program in Trinidad and Tobago that actually gives a voice.
104.7.
The Ground Report with Mikey K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
Before I say mornings, man, let me get on to business. Let me say a pleasant good morning to all maxi taxi drivers, PH drivers, bus drivers, truckers. Good morning to you. To all senior citizens, a pleasant good morning to you. To the physically challenged, disabled people, a pleasant good morning to you. Not forgetting our sister isle, Tobago, good morning to you. Let me say a pleasant good morning to those of you that are locked on to us on Real Media TT on Facebook, Real Media TT on YouTube. A pleasant good morning to each and every one of you. Balup, good morning to you. Garnish, a pleasant good morning to you on Facebook, Balup on YouTube. Tell me if you're getting us loud and clear. Facebook, Garnish, let me know if you're getting us loud and clear. Cindy, good morning to you. Chachanda Ramit, I want those lines and them calling right now. All the lines supposed to be working. Let's test this. No. The callers must be heard. If it is a program going on and the callers cannot be heard, it don't have a program. The program is all the callers.
More FM 104.7.
Now let's test the lines. Not you online on Real Media TT. No. I would like calls coming from who listening now on radio. You all already clear the air. You all are hearing loud and clear. What I want to do is take some calls. You all will hear me if you're calling the callers loud and clear. Yes, online. I want to believe that you all online are. But on radio, let's hear. I'm going to take a first call. Tell me how this call coming across. A pleasant good morning to you, caller.
Good morning, Andy.
Good morning.
I want to say this to you, Andy. Andy, I am supporting you in the fact that I think you'll make a very good MP. And I pray that God bless you and your family for you to get there. Because I know, I look at this program a lot, and you know, you analyze people, and because you're a God-fearing person, one thing I don't want you to be saying is the PNM by God. Stop saying that. I want you to stop saying that. But at the end of the day, make it into something else. But don't say that, Andy. At the end of the day, I'll tell you this. No. Listen to me. I want you to listen.
Yes, I agree. Go ahead.
Don't say that, right? God is in His way to bless you, Andy. But you have to know what you're saying too, right? But let me tell you something. You would make an amazing MP. You know why? People could come to you, and you're going to try your best to help out so many people and make a change. And I want to say to the UNC, if you all don't put Andy there, nah. He's going to make a very good MP, and he's going to bring home Grandy. So, Andy, God bless you, and I support you.
Thank you very much. You all want to know how you all heard that call. Please give me a feedback on radio, but I don't know online. Everybody on Facebook, everybody on YouTube saying loud and clear. Grace Caesar, Passar, Budram John, all of you, Ali Trini, Carmen, Chachanja Ramit, the Green Matrix, Rajanta Mirage. Well, I know you all are hearing loud and clear online, right? Just a thumbs up. But I need to know if the radio heard that caller loud and clear. And for those of you now lock on and heard us saying that, don't say the like PNM by God. That's a bad thing I've been saying, you know. But oh God, boy, when you watch all them religious heads and them who get in handouts from the government, monies, whether it be Iman or Pundit, whoever, all of them they quiet. And if them is the ones that doing God work and them quiet, so I just analyze that they buy God but not they buy God. They buy the men that's supposed to send the message, who give the God message. They buy most of them. But it have some hard working ones. God men, Imam Karim, all of them. It have to Bharnat Prasad and many the Hindu. Yes, it are real people, real religious people. Look at that Pastor John. Yeah, it are Christians and things. But in the minority, the fighting, and really and truly bringing the teachings of Almighty God, standing up for God's people. All the rest of them ignoring. All the rest of them, God Manfred, Rowley, and the PNM. But when Kamala and the UNC in power, all the God man and them this and God woman them this have mouth for the everybody else but the PNM. So I will correct the phrase. PNM can't buy God. God is the greatest. But they buy the people that delivering the message, was supposed to be delivering the message, was supposed to be standing up with the people. That said, them is the voice of God. God anoint them to run church with all them people. Them can't stand up today for their own people that's suffering. Callers, tell me if you could hold that last caller. The next line, I want to try the next line that was not working. The 229-0251. 229-0251. That's supposed to be up and running. 239-0251. I'm going to try that one time. Morning caller, and let me know if you heard that caller loud and clear, please, because I don't want to go on the program with people saying they ain't here in the callers. I ain't in the callers. Morning caller, where you calling from? What's your contribution to the young report? Go ahead, caller.
I just called to test the line, man. Test 1, 2, 3. Sounding good, loud and clear. And a second with a lady. I mean, it's true. You shouldn't be saying that. It's good to point out clearly what you're saying is not God, but the men are God.
Yes, the men are God, boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, boy. Boy, what you think? You ain't think like the PNM by the men of God? Well, let me follow that next caller. The two trying to make that line are working up and running. He did test it 239-5120 239. Right. Yeah, that the next line 239-5120 239-5120, and I want our next call on the 229-0251 229-0251. Michael Scotland, a pleasant good morning to you. Pasdio Jaglal, good morning to you. Hey, Marilyn Sicharan, my friend, a pleasant good morning to you. Hey, Calvin, good morning to you all. Come on, let me test them rest of line there. I want to know. Morning caller, did you hear that caller loud and clear? All the callers loud and clear on radio. Please, on radio.
Yes, loud and clear. The Chinese from Warrenville.
Nice. Chinese from Warrenville, man. My brother, pleasant good morning to you.
Yes, man. I always call, but you know how it is. I listen to all the time. All the time. Just sticking with 104.17.
What, you getting it clear this morning, Chinese from Warrenville?
Yes, very clear.
All the callers.
Every yes, every one of them.
Nice. I'm gonna try the next line there. Chinese from Warrenville. Morning caller, where you calling from? What's your contribution on the Gong Report this morning? And where you calling from?
Well, Matlat, reading you loud and clear.
Matlat. Right, loud and clear in Matlat. Oh boy, let me stop. Matlat. Hey. A pleasant good morning to each and every one of you in Matlat. Good morning to you. Nice. Let me continue. We want to make sure people hearing we loud and clear, you know. Bellaman, Morning caller, where you calling from? What's your contribution on the Gong Report this morning?
Yeah, Mr. Andy Williams, Villalba here, from Valencia, hearing you loud and clear.
Right, and you're hearing the callers and them? Clear.
Yes. But I want to also raise an issue.
Go ahead, raise that issue one time, my brother from Valencia.
All right, you know that I am the chairman of the Calibre Beach Vendors Association in Toko, and you know the issue that happened there with the electricity. Now, we hired an attorney, and the attorney, I don't want to call his name as yet, but we hired him and he sent a pre-action protocol letter to TNTech. And he was supposed to send another letter to TNTech, because TNTech is claiming that someone came and showed some title for the land, and as a result of that, they cut the electricity. But our attorney was supposed to write to TNTech, quoting, of course, the Freedom of Information Act, because, I mean, with the Freedom of Information Act, we are entitled to get that information through our attorney. Of no avail, that didn't happen at all. So based on what I'm seeing, it is alleged that someone in high office spoke to him about that issue up there. And I'm talking about the same attorney who was with the matter with the Venezuelan and them in connection with the deportation. And you know who I'm talking about. So at the end of it all, this attorney, I don't know, for some reason, maybe, as I said, it is alleged that he has gotten some form of inducement or some kind of thing to kind of keep delaying us and only postponing this matter, because we tried several times to have meeting with him at his office in Port of Spain, in addition to that virtual meeting, and of no avail. I spoke to him several times, and he was supposed to go up there personally and did not go. So I told him, I said, listen, if you don't want to go, I am going to highlight it on the radio station, because you have a responsibility. You get paid for what you were supposed to do, but you failed to do it. You only reached 50%, and the other 50%, you're still lacking. So I'm calling upon him to do what he's supposed to do. Before I call his name on the air. Have a good morning, Andy.
Thank you very much. Bonifacio Villalba. Nice. Papa Pinto. And Matura. I want to know earlier on radio, not online. We know online good. On radio, how will you get in way? That contribution there, did you all got that contribution loud and clear? I want Miss Laoketa to call. Everybody be saying she this, we well breaking up. Miss Laoketa, give us a call. Because let's organize and continue. As long as everything is up and running. I need to test to the WhatsApp lines. So send your WhatsApp voice note. Give me a WhatsApp call. Let's test the WhatsApp line. Morning caller, where you calling from? What's your contribution on the Gong Report this morning?
Yes, Andy, Enterprise. Hearing you loud and clear.
Nice, you're hearing me, but what about the callers?
Yes, I'm hearing all the callers and them loud and clear too.
Alright, and some days are back, all not wasn't hearing all them callers loud and clear?
No, it was real breaking up.
Alright.
In part and you didn't hear in part.
Alright, thank you so much. Oh boy. Nice, I'm gonna try voice note there. Well, we need that,
Hearing loud and clear on radio. Hearing loud and clear on radio.
Well, let me know if you heard that voice note. It say hearing loud and clear on radio. So let's make sure now to test the Bluetooth. To make sure what come in, going back out to you, the people of Trinidad and Tobago. Come on. Send a voice note to 3663053 or call it. WhatsApp, our WhatsApp call. A WhatsApp voice note, WhatsApp call. I gotta look for an old one, you know. Before they give me that pull out. So come on. But it makes no sense we carry on a program where you will not hear any contributions of each other, but just hearing me and Lennox talking. Nah, that's not good at all.
Pleasant morning, Andy for Grandy. Pleasant good morning to you and all the brothers. Mikey K, Lennox Smith, everybody. Loud and clear. Here in your loud and clear, brother.
What the water situation looking like in Matura? Well, I heard Valencia get a little bit of water. You all in Valencia, let me know what's going on in Valencia with the water situation. Loud and clear. PJ Marabella Arima phase 2. It's loud and clear. Loud and clear on radio, all the callers. Just want to make sure, boy. You all are hearing every one of the callers' contribution this morning. Thumbs up for who listening on radio, not online. Let me know.
Andy, good morning to you, Lennox, Mikey Cuff, and to everybody out there. Andy, I was so happy to hear you interviewing Ryan Rampersad this morning. And he put a lot of things into perspective. He put a lot of nonsense, he threw out a lot of nonsense out the window. You see, the thing is, Andy, PNM mashing up this country, but nobody is bashing the PNM. Everybody bashing the UNC, bashing Kamala. It's their fault, right? We know that PNM not releasing funds. We heard Ryan saying it this morning. We heard Ryan saying what talked about Rohan Sinanan. We heard a lot of things this morning. And for people to come and cast aspersion on Ryan Rampersad, it's disgraceful. It's really disgraceful. And I want to say to Ryan Rampersad, you continue doing the best that you can do. Who don't like it, let them go out there and continue with their confusion. That is why some people's lives are always in confusion and never settled. You know why? That's when you're bearing false witness against others who are not doing anything wrong. Andy, thank you again and have a good morning.
Andy, good morning. This traffic is so bad.
Not again. That yesterday only. That I'm just going through some voice notes there. Yeah, that's static in bad at all. It don't static again.
Morning, Andy Williams and Lennox Smith and Mikey Kerr. I understand Fitzy, it is alleged that Fitzy will be acting as Prime Minister when the Prime Minister leave to go to the Middle East. I wish him all the best.
Yeah, morning ground report. Good morning. Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago. And they said the people at Trinidad and Tobago are stupid. They're stupid. People can't catch up as the spine equipment they get from Israel. It could do all kind of things. Watch the news, how the Israelites catch up with the people Hamas, this Hamas terrorist group with the underground tunnel. These Israelites real bright, and they have these kind of things to detect. The government buy the best spine equipment, and Kamala tell all they have this thing to Mako. Well, it could do all kind of things. Stop being stupid. They're attacking all here, right? It's a big attack. They have to get rid of all by whatever means. Take that in all your pipe and smoke it. Now them lights and them still shooting slinging shot, right? They have a big slinging shot called a dome. Anytime they shoot missile up in the air, the dome, it's shooting it down. It's a big slinging shot, I call it.
Hi, good morning, Andy. I live in the Pine Ridge Heights, Arouca area. I know you spoke about Valencia with their water issues, but in our area we haven't had water since 2 Thursdays ago, and up to present we have nothing in the taps at all. Calls to WASA, it's a waste of time mainly because you're in a queue. I just called again, I'm in queue 48 and I still have to wait with all these messages coming on and there's nothing doing at all. I am totally fed up. In fact, our community, we are very, very fed up about it, and so far nothing is being done. We really, really need to get some assistance in that area.
Somebody tell that idiot, Mr. Tanapuna, that the Mahasabha did not win any blasted case. Ask any legal-minded person. Ramesh misleading the public.
Good morning, Andy. Good morning, Andy. And Robert just say Rowley. Kamna just say Rowley. Dr. Munilal or Munilal just say Rowley. Why it is Lennox every time you hear Dr. Rowley, you must put this doctor in front of the Rowley. He's a PNM or what? This makes someone feel like this is 91.9 Radio Rwanda listening to Dr. Rowley. You had to say Dr. Rowley to this big waste of time Pastor Satan Google. Yeah? Dr. Rowley. Boy, Rowley boy. Last time I listened to that program with Anna Roberts, Douglas Politics. Rowley, right? Rowley. Dr. Rowley, make me feel like I listen to a PNM program, man.
Good morning, Andy. I know here you're speaking about what happened in Valencia with Neil De Silva and so on. How as he in office like something wrong because the people voted against the PNM and so on. That is exactly what is taking place like in Venezuela and different countries where America don't want to back these certain candidates or certain presidents at all. That's what they do. Just like what happened in Valencia. So make a long story short, that is exactly what we're going to sanction. That come like sanction. PNM sanctioning people of Valencia for not voting for things, and that's what going on in Venezuela and other countries like Venezuela where it's being sanctioned by America. Simple like that. That is exactly how it is. The people suffering because of these sanctions. Have a great.
Good morning, Ground Report, Andy Lennox, Mikey, Mr. Cuff, if he's still around, and all the listeners. Well, it looks as though our PM decide he want to reach around the world before he leave office at our expense. Anybody ask him why he going to the Middle East during this time of war? Anybody ask him? I don't understand. He have no rhyme nor reason to head to these countries except to maybe buy a new pashmina scarf or something. Maybe his old scarf get threadbare and he need a new one. Come on, man. Man making fools of us.
Morning, Ground Report. The whole crew is essential here. Now, Trinidad and Tobago, we make it simple, right? It's a simple thing, it's a very simple thing. Trinidad and Tobago is like a basin of rice. And one handful is the PNM, the 1%, the PNM supporters and all the big contractors and everybody who eating off of the trough. And you see the rest arise in the basin is the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago. And we are the one getting the pressure right through. Right? So it costing the PNM little to feed the little bit of people with a winning election with. It costing them nothing. The majority of people is being pressured. Watch the map. A little bit of red and the whole place yellow. Is the rest of the place getting the shaft. Right? And you tell me something. Right? Tell me something. When you have to go up in Laventille and the environs up there, if TSTT had to go there to get police escort and they had to get army. If Wassa had to go and do work, it's the same thing. Right? Anybody had to go up there, it's the same thing. And they're balling property tax. I would really like to know if in these areas would be paying property tax. That is a question is on the board. And this is not about race or anything. This is just facts. Right? If it had to be fair across the board, everybody had to pay property tax. All them big businessmen and big business place and thing, they had to pay tax too. This thing going the wrong side. Them is supposed to be paying heavier tax than we. Right? So it's just something, it's just food for thought now. You know, if these places, if these areas, Silas and all these areas, going to be paying tax, property tax that is. Right? Let me just be fair to the country. And this regime, I don't know what they're doing, but here what's going on. Here what's going on. All the time is near, all the time is near, all the time is very near. And watch me, as I always say, God have a special place for all for pressuring the people, enslaving the people, modern days in slavery. The short man with the prickles on the face, them kind of little thing on the face. Watch how your face standing. Right? You're getting old. I want to see you carry all them building and thing you have when you're dead. You know when they say when you're dead, they go carry everything. I want to see how much of them carrying anything they have. And let's treat the people good. Make life easier. We supposed to be getting things easier, not harder. They're fixing themselves very good. All the politicians and them, everybody in top there, everybody have pension and everything up to mark, you know, them getting it. Remember, for this pandemic, all these people, all these politicians, we paying them. They get the money on time and it's we who were suffering. Them didn't suffer, you know. They remember that, you know, time coming short. 2025 is right there. Let's do the right thing. We make.
And the Williams always station coming across very, very, very broken up. And you're not hearing nobody.
Nah. That yesterday I seen your mark and the Santa Cruz in Santa Cruz to it going and coming. No. So this Santa Cruz lady, tell me if you're hearing it going and coming. Call me back. Send back a new fresh voice note. No going and coming at all. We can't take that kind of going and coming talk now. All that work and that going and coming talk, that thing to hurt man artists. Oh, everybody must be heard, man. I'm sure everybody heard every voice note, every caller. Did you all? You cannot go in and come in. Nobody in calling me to tell me about no going and coming, you know. Yeah. We fix. I sure know. I want to believe so. That is our old voice note from yesterday earlier. Yeah. We can't take that kind of pressure.
So Fitzgerald Hines continues to show that he's already the most incompetent minister in the history of Trinidad and Tobago, and he's a blatant liar. He's the only person in command of national security in our country that does not know the type of ammunition that the defense force and the police use. Unbelievable. You can't be that dumb.
So we have found in the last few months, since his departure from that office, copious amounts of 7.62, a type of ammunition that the police and the defense force and many countries of the world under the umbrella of the United Nations have banned because of their inherent damaging character. Not even our soldiers use them.
To clarify the false, misleading comments by Fitzgerald Hines, almost 99% of the 762 rounds that come into the country, it is to give to the defense force and the police service. Fitzgerald Hines continues to show that he's either totally ignorant or he's a blatant liar. After he went to Parliament and misled Parliament and lied by stating that our protective services do not use 7.62, he comes now in an interview and does the same thing. This shows the desperation of this individual and his government, where they feel they could continue to lie and mislead the country in the hope that the country could believe their lies against political opponents. The fact of the matter is that if it is you, Fitzgerald Hines, do not know that your own protective services still use 7.62 and 5.56 ammunition, even though you went on a witch hunt using and the state hired 2 different sets of persons to do audits. And so it meant that all of these hundreds of thousands of taxpayers' dollars used for these audits from the Stanley John report and the other audit report by 3 retirees. And none of these people in the audit could show you that with the ammunition in the defense force and the police include hundreds of thousands of rounds of 7.62 and 5.56. After 2 years, not one senior police officer, not one firearm dealer, not one firearm holder has been arrested for any type of white-collar crime or corruption in the last 2 years. So it showed that they were blatant liars, all of Stanley John's nonsense about a well-oiled criminal industry. So now they have failed with that. Now they're trying to turn to ammunition. And it shows how stupid Fitzgerald Hines is. Because if it is that criminals could easily get thousands upon thousands of illegal guns entering the country, it will be the same method that they are using to get ammunition. I actually acquired the FUL cards with a chip, and that was to ensure we could account for every round of ammunition that enters the country. So when audits are conducted at firearm dealers, at a range, and we can always know exactly how much rounds will be in the possession of the dealers, so they could account for all of the ammunition. You decided to remove the card with the chip, and now it is you want to cry and complain. What is interesting to note, it continues to show that Fitzgerald Hines has a concern about law-abiding citizens having the same type of ammunition that the criminals have. So he doesn't have a concern about the criminals having 5.56 and 7.62 ammunition, but he continues to show his concern with law-abiding citizens getting firearms from me to protect themselves. Whose side are you really on, Fitzy?
More again, 104.7.
The Ground Report with Mikey K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. I thought I wasn't hearing good. With this man here, Mr. Roji. So I decided this morning I want everybody to hear Mr. Rojo too, to hear what is he saying. Hey, let me say a pleasant good morning to Boise Macano. Happy 70th birthday to you there. Man was about 3 days ago. Was Boise Macano birthday, man. A happy birthday to you. Mr. Porterspin, I know this number here. Let me see if you're gonna be this. Let me hear him.
Gary, rescue with that jackassness now. You will never ever be.
He will never ever what? Alright, you rescue with that now, man. You too, man, Porterspin. Rescue too now, man.
Gary, rescue the dotations now. You hear what Kamla say? Don't tote, you're still toting. They don't want you, you was refused, you was never a police officer. You had a 3-year contract, the contract expired, you were a civilian. Stop crying all over the place. Andy, you still bullying little boys?
I'm sending a legal paper for you. You see you for your mouth. Lennox Smith. I carrying Port of Spain to court. You go do up my paperwork. I go find him by the car park. Where he car parking car in Port of Spain. Right there by where the grounds was. I carrying Port of Spain to court for your mouth. Lennox Smith, a pleasant good morning to you. Yeah. Here I get court.
Who you talking about? Monkey blood?
Yeah. I can't need to court.
You know, monkey blood. I see like he off me now. I see you off me. Take up new tenancy. But monkey blood, yeah. You so foolish. It ain't funny. I mean, here it is. You want to talk sophisticated matters such as the sedition and so on, and you can't comprehend exactly what the former AG said. I mean, ask somebody, before making a fool, for want of a better term. I could use a dice term instead, instead of euphemistic, I could use a euphemistic term. But clearly, I mean, let us edify you. The matter of which the former Attorney General spoke, and I'm talking here not because of him, I'm talking here because he brought up the matter and suggesting that somehow he has some special knowledge of the situation and that Ramesh Maharaj is talking nonsense. The fact of the matter is that the Privy Council said that was retained law, and therefore it is part and parcel of the law books of Trinidad and Tobago. I talk about sedition. However, there was an element that was not being practiced in Trinidad as to certify and to say whether or not something is seditious. When you would have said it, well, the Privy Council said that if to determine and to prove sedition, it must incite some kind of violence. Let me repeat. If something is sedition, you must be able to prove that it was inciting violence. And if free speech allows you to say something, but clearly practicing your right to speak under the Constitution, then if it does not incite, go and kill this one or go and firebomb this one, etc. But was making a statement, as Satmaraj did, calling persons in the country may be lazy, and so that's a general statement that does not incite violence. I thought it was important, of course, to tell Monkey Blood what the reality and the statement by Ramesh Maharaj in terms of a victory was in fact contained, and therefore that is a victory for the media, the people like us, who of course have the right to comment on a subject, fair comment, without being impeded or without being subjected to the state heavy-handedness, because somebody may be offended, and therefore they will just brutalize that particular measure because it is still on the statute books. So let us get that clear. But very, very interesting, Andy. This morning, I don't want us to miss it at all. Dr. Rowley has been summoned by Justice Devendra Rampersad. He could like or dislike the former Commissioner of Police. The fact of the matter is that the former police commissioner is clearly a thorn in the side of this particular administration. Probably that is why he vicariously would want, of course, to maybe try to defend the indefensible. But Dr. Rowley, former Attorney General Faris Alrari, Minister Fitzgerald Hines, Com Imbert, Stuart Young, and Marvin Gonzalez are summoned on the 9th of next month before Justice Devendra Rampersad. And of course, in addition to them, also former or retired police officers Wellington Virgil, Raymond Craig, and Leonard Charles. Why? Well, as we had indicated, coming out of the verdict of the previous assessment and efforts by the former Commissioner of Police to stop Dr. Rowley from presenting those reports or that report in the Parliament or in any public place. The courts had said it very clear, and they made an order that he cannot do that, but insisting that he must. He appealed the judgment. Well, but why is that original judgment was being conveyed to the public? I think I mentioned it, and I noticed that, and I'm glad that of course the former Commissioner of Police also sensed that, and of course brought another action against the government, because the judge in making the decision at the first instance court did say that because he was not asked to look at the legality, let me repeat that, because he was not asked to look at the legality as to whether or not Dr. Rowley, in his capacity as head of the National Security Council or Prime Minister or otherwise, could put a team together and ask them to go into the police service and investigate any matter at all. If he said that,
but there's a serious one, Lennox Smith. That is what I understand.
Very
so
serious.
this court thing now is to show where Dr. Rowley don't have no power to pull nothing together.
Right. That is the issue.
Yeah. Because it come go ahead.
So the
separation of office there is where technically too in limbo. The separation of power and office. Nice.
Yeah.
I was even getting on to Gary Griffith. I don't know if you can talk about that.
Arrogate unto himself a power that he does not have. And that is why the former judge, as I say, let me be very, very clear so people understand. The first instance judge, the first judge that gave the decision, which of course Rowley and they appeal, he said that if that was before him, he would have had to say in non-certain terms that Rowley and of course and whosoever it is, members of the government, had no authority whatsoever to, of course, initiate, instigate, or in otherwise organize an investigation into the police service. Why? Because the police service is insulated from political and other. Clearly, I mean, my common sense will tell me that I don't have to be a rocket scientist or a lawyer to assess that. That under the Constitution, that is not permissible. That is offensive, frankly, that a politician could now, of course, initiate an investigation into the police service. The police service having the constitutional right alone to, of course, initiate criminal investigations, etc., under, of course, the Constitution and its own independent mandate. And that is the crux of the matter. And that is what was referenced. So I want to commend Gary Griffith and his team for identifying that, because we did identify that aspect of it, but I thought that they might have looked over that because he got the substantive injunction that he wanted against Dr. Rowley, but Dr. Rowley wasn't satisfied. He went, of course, to the appeal court, and now he has now to come before a judge, because, of course, Gary has taken further action before, of course, and this is now before Justice Devendra Rampersad, where, of course, he wants to get from Rowley, and then maybe where the source, my common sense is, of course, I'm hoping that we don't infringe on any sub judice requirement here, but only to say that I could assume that what he wants them to come before him about is that where they got the authority to launch such an investigation, since Gary Griffith's concern is that he is attempting by the back door or by subterfuge to try to, of course, make public and release it to the public that the content of that particular report that was, of course, compiled by Wellington Virgil, Raymond Craig, and, of course, Leonard Charles. And I think it may well extend, of course, to Justice John's investigation as well. So there we have it, people. And I see this as poetic justice. I see this as, whilst of course Dr. Rowley's iniquities and his manipulation of the office of Prime Minister, and believe that he is above all and that the rule of law doesn't apply, and that he can be as roughshod as possible, and that he could of course engage in activities that may be offensive to the rules and the laws. I think this is a matter that certainly will expose them. Of course, I have extended this development last night. I began as a series there on the corridor transformation, suggesting, is it the beginning of the end of the Rowley administration? Because clearly this has some serious implications and repercussions that should resonate not only with the interests of the people, but to once and for all show where Dr. Rowley has utilized his office abusively, and of course without the force of the law, but will always of course suggest where it is convenient, talked about the letter of the law as opposed to the spirit and all of the other shenanigans that he will be engaged in. So I thought it was important. Once again, people, the news is that Justice Devendra Rampersad has called Dr. Rowley, the former Attorney General Faris Alrari, Minister Fitzgerald Hines, the current Minister of National Security, Colm Imbert, the current Minister of Finance, Stuart Young, the current Minister of Energy and Energy Resources, and of course Marvin Gonzalez, the current Minister of Public Utilities, along with former police officers Wellington Virgil, Raymond Craig, and Leonard Charles. What it's about? It is about a matter that was brought by former Commissioner of Police seeking an injunction, and of course very, very concerned that the report that came out of an investigation that was organized, created, manufactured by Dr. Rowley into the police service as far as the issuance of firearms users license. Let me repeat, firearms users license is the crux of the matter. And as Rowley would have said, somebody say, don't say doctor, but Rowley would have said that of course the report is a troubling one. He initiated it. He caused the people, he selected the people, and then come and say that the report is a troubling one. Well, that is trouble for him and his cohorts. And therefore Justice Devendra Rampersad clearly has demonstrated, and I have more confidence now in the judicial system because he has exhibited fearlessly, and of course without a fear of contradiction, and or without of course respect for anyone. He has summoned these persons before him clearly to answer questions that, as I said, I am just referencing, but certainly it would have to include by and large what I had indicated earlier. Any questions on that now, Andy? I know that
loud and clear. That resonate.
Yeah,
that resonate with everybody. Loud and clear. Oh boy, let me just finish clear these things here, the quick boy.
Good morning. All systems seems to be functioning. Cheers.
Nice. All systems seems to be functional. So everything is working. Everything is working, man. No calls on that yet. I'm going
to our Prime Minister went to Saudi Arabia, or going to Saudi Arabia to do what? The leg Bamsi again? Leg behind? This man is an idiot. Man, why do people try to be not seeing what it guys? They can't see. You know what? I'm fed up. Tell me, and I'm looking at them around there. This is stupidity. Talk to you later. You're not sure, right? It's not sedition. It's not like what Donald Trump do here, inciting violence. That's sedition. Talk to you later.
Pleasant good morning to the staff at the Ground Report, Mikey, Koff, Andy, and all loyal listeners across Trinidad and Tobago.
Pancham, no call. Send a voice note for now.
I have a simple question. I don't know if it is I am being too illiterate at this time, but I'm asking. Persons who are living on state lands with the new property tax, I would like to know if it is we are supposed to be paying property tax, would we be entitled to any paperwork like a deed of comfort for paying these taxes for whatever structure we have on these state lands? Could anybody answer this to me, please?
Well, quickly, they have the elasticity of it is that once you occupy and you have a structure, that's it. You have to pay.
Yeah.
Paper or no paper.
Whether you have a deed of comfort or not.
Yeah, that's right. Yes, that had nothing to do with it. They want the pound of flesh, and of course, if your property, you might have a boathouse that is valued, let me say $12,000 or below 18,000. I should say, once anything below 18,000, you must pay $500 thereabout property tax.
All right.
That's the threshold. That's the minimal. That's the minimal. They have put a minimal threshold as well.
Okay, let's continue this here. Let's finish off this. Wow.
Good morning again to the ground report. Forgot to mention, I am calling from the Marcus Bay area, and I am hearing you all loud and clear from in the Marcus Bay area.
Andy.
Great. That's great.
Come on, Andy. You're working fine, Andy. YouTube and Facebook. You're working totally. You're not cutting off, Andy.
Nice. It's very good on us. So everybody's sharing everybody now.
Yeah, boy, Andy William, loud and clear. Sounding great.
Very good, man. No more argument. Hey, Bellman, give me a call. Bellman say he wasn't hearing good. Let me hear Bellman here.
Yeah, Bellman. I would love to hear Bellman. That is a tremendous relief for him. He was in pain and agony, not being able to have a good reception. So we want to hear from you if today is a better day moving forward.
Nice. I believe that Mr. Griffith was listening to the dialogue between you, the people of Trinidad and Tobago, but I want to do it again. I want to play this aspect, not what Lennox mentioned there just now, but this aspect here. Let me play this again.
So Fitzgerald Hines continues to show that he's already the most incompetent minister in the history of Trinidad and Tobago, and he's a blatant liar. He's the only person in command of national security in our country that does not know the type of ammunition that the defense force and the police use. Unbelievable. You can't be that dumb.
So we have found in the last few months, since his departure from that office, copious amounts of 7.62, a type of ammunition that the police and the defense force and many countries of the world under the umbrella of the United Nations have banned because of their inherent damaging character. Not even our soldiers use them.
The only thing I want to ask about that is that them bad guns and them way Fitzgerald Hines explained that Lennox Smith. It's not the gun. Remember, in order for the gun to have that damaging character, it must have a man behind it, because a gun don't shoot itself. So I don't know if you pick up on what it is are trying to say there, Lennox Smith.
Yeah, but what amazes me with these fellas, including of course Rowley and his others.
Hey, you're saying Rowley now, man. Very good. This doctor, forget that doctor.
Yeah.
You start to sound like a P and then saying doctor.
No, I practicing for when I go in court. You know, I had to give him the title. But let's start the practice out here first. But that being as it may, there is this theatrics about them, the theater, the body language, and they talk authoritatively and so forth. I remember little. He's a neophyte. Let's face it, Saddam Hussein. asking him about, of course, a particular item that was budgeted for. I can't remember the actual item, but of course he said, well, Hines in response, well, the procurement legislation must have been responsible for the tardiness in utilizing that aspect of the budget and so forth. And then Saddam Hussein waited until he finished, and he said, but listen, those items are not brought under the procurement legislation. What do you have to say? He just hushed. He just hushed. They are no shame, but they are cowards. The underbelly, they are extremely hollow. And when they are out of office, as we have seen with Rowley, I've seen with him, I know of the experience personally with Hines, they are little puppy dogs, really, hustling all over the place and so. But as soon as they get into office, they have some kind of air of demigodism, for want of a better term, half human and half god, and they will pronounce and make these grandiose and hyperbolic and magniloquent statements, and at the end of the day they're really hollow. They know nothing. And we have seen that by every single thing they touch. They have failed, and they still continue, of course, to give themselves the impression, not the population, themselves, because by now, after 8 years, everybody knows that they are not to be trusted, and that they cannot deliver anything, and they are incompetent, impotent, and it is about a deep sense of what is called in psychology manic depressive psychosis. They seem to have a spontaneous propensity for developing illusions after illusions. Yes, I thought I should.
Yes. Very good. People are hearing it this morning. So you're on ball, man. Let's continue. At least you're not saying Dr. Rowley and you're saying Rowley. The people are happy, man.
To clarify the misleading comments by Fitzgerald Hines, almost 99% of the 762 rounds that come into the country, it is to give to the Defense Force and the police service. Fitzgerald Hines continues to show that he's either totally ignorant or he's a blatant liar. After he went to Parliament and misled Parliament and lied by stating that our protective services do not use 7.62, he comes now in an interview and does the same thing. This shows the desperation of this individual and his government, where they feel they could continue to lie and mislead the country in the hope that the country could believe their lies against political opponents. The fact of the matter is that if it is you, Fitzgerald Hines, do not know that your own protective services still use 7.62 and 5.56 ammunition, even though you went on a witch hunt using and the state hired 2 different sets of persons to do audits. And so it meant that all of these hundreds of thousands of taxpayers' dollars used for these audits, from the Stanley John report and the other audit report by 3 retirees, and none of these people in the audit could show you that with the ammunition in the Defense Force and the police include hundreds of thousands of rounds of 7.62 and 5.56. After 2 years, not one senior police officer, not one firearm dealer, not one firearm holder has been arrested for any type of white-collar crime or corruption in the last 2 years. So it showed that they were blatant liars. All of Stanley John's nonsense about a well-oiled criminal industry. So now they have failed with that. Now they are trying to turn to ammunition. And it shows how stupid Fitzgerald Hines is, because if it is that criminals could easily get thousands upon thousands of illegal guns entering the country, it will be the same method that they are using to get ammunition. I actually acquired the FUL cards with a chip, and that was to ensure we could account for every round of ammunition that enters the country. So when audits are conducted at firearm dealers, at a range, and we can always know exactly how much rounds will be in the possession of the dealers, so they could account for all of the ammunition. You decided to remove the card with the chip, and now it is you want to cry and complain. But it's interesting to note, it continues to show that Fitzgerald Hines has a concern about law-abiding citizens having the same type of ammunition that the criminals have. So he doesn't have a concern about the criminals having 5.56 and 7.62 ammunition, but he continues to show his concern with law-abiding citizens getting firearms from me to protect themselves. Whose side are you really on, Fitzy?
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. boy, oh boy, oh boy.
Yes, Dr. Lennox Smith. I'm hearing you very well. Arima.
Nice. The man hearing you well. You ain't using no Dr. Rowley again. That's good. That's good. Just Rowley. Hey, the man ain't deserve no doctor, man. The man.
But notice he calling me Dr. Smith.
Yeah, well, the man rather to call you Dr. Smith. The man have more respect for you. The people have more respect for you. Don't give this man no title and Rowley, and this man is a wicked man. This Rowley man is a wicked man. So here we're going to do Trinidad and Tobago. Hence the reason all the lines are working. Yes, 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 yes. Each and every one of you all are hearing us loud and clear, and all the callers. I want to refresh Lennox Smith's mind with something quick before we take a quick break, because we had to take a break. Remember, we testing all morning, eh? Nice. So let me refresh his mind, you the people of Trinidad and Tobago mind, because while up since last night I went to bed about 2 o'clock this morning, just going through and finding things. Let's hear this. Hear this.
There were some very macabre statements made by JTM on the topic of crime at today's press briefing.
Once somebody decides that you are going to die, you are going to die.
But from the disturbing to the divisive, Ansel Roger went on to say this.
The majority of persons that we know, we see committing those crimes are young black men. They don't like to hear it, but let me say it.
The JTM leader said it may be because of the socio-economic challenges faced by some people in this group, which lead to feelings of hopelessness and the perception that crime is the only way out of it.
And I'm not saying other groups don't, because you now have the Venezuelan criminal joining the gang and so on, and also committing murders. But the majority, I would like anybody to contest me, the majority of those persons committing those dastardly act, it is one particular group. And that's young African male.
And Roger went on to claim that there is no political will from the government to do anything about it, be it from understanding the root causes or what interventions are needed.
While they would look for this group to support them, they will never ever do anything to lift those who are the lowest rung of the economic ladder out of the doldrums that they are in. And once you continue to support them to be PNM till you're dead, you will be a dead PNM, right?
The Joint Trade Union movement is therefore calling for social interventions to ascertain how different demographics are influenced by crime. Akash Samaru, CNC3 News.
Lennox, short and sweet. You heard him there. Young
well, what would I say? What would I say? Roger had a bout of a eureka moment, a sudden burst of brilliance. Of course, we have been saying that over and over on this program. Nothing new, but it's nice to know that he is now converted to the reality. Of course, we have criticized Rowley when he went on the beat and was concerned about the black youths, of course, being held during the course of the SOE at the time when the UNC instituted it, Kamala Prasad Bisesa in 2011, and was all bleeding heart and so on, and said, of course, in non-certain terms, that of course these places are special places with special problems, and there must be special solutions. Well, where are they? His 8 years so far turned out to be more murders, more young people gravitating to a life of crime, and indeed African youths in particular. And you don't need to be a rocket scientist or at all be a criminologist or a person who, of course, is not living in Trinidad to know that, because all over the world you're hearing that Trinidad is the 6th most violent place in the world. But you just have to go to the prison or look at the prison statistics. You just have to go to the Central Statistical Office, and it will tell you that the demography and the ethnic grouping compilation that make up the prison population, 95, closer to 99% are Africans, and let's not waste time with that. So that is nothing new, but of course it's nice to know that he had a eureka moment where of course he had a sudden burst of brilliance.
Nice. So Trinidad and Tobago, we go for a quick break, and come back. While the truth must be told, and this is how the people of Trinidad and Tobago feel in every way. All you don't know how? Remember, this is the ground report, you know, and we know how to do it well.
Since you take over as Prime Minister, it's plenty pressure. We have to suffer, and you will do nothing better. Only really have to go. Only really have to go. Only really have to go. Since you're coming forward, you is a big failure. Full of the economy and they do nothing for we. What you have to show, we don't really know. What you have to show, we don't really know. Sorry, Trinidad and Tobago, only really have to go. Only really have to go. Only really have to go. The crime rate is out of hand, they shooting up the blessed land. We need more protection, it's time to take some action. We living in fear, so much to blame. We living in fear, so much to blame. And the PNM don't really care, only really have to go. Only really have to go. Really have to go. This country in crisis with your broken promises. Too much people jobless, we living in real distress. No school for children, why you suffering then? No school for children, why you suffering them? And we have to vote out PNM. Only really have to go. Only really have to go. Only really have to go.
Shiny and Ari Restaurant is open for breakfast, lunch, and dinner 7 days a week from 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. 67 Western Main Road, St. James, opposite Standards. Serving local breakfast items like sada, fried bake, roast bake, and pies. With all your favorite local fillings. Assorted lunches available from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Get pilau for $25 or get combination lunches from $25 to $40. They also have soup specials as well as crab and dumpling. From 6 p.m. have dinner on the pavement a la carte with burgers, fried nuggets, gyro, and just about anything you can think about. Call 382-9347 to place your order. Shiny and Ari, Main Road, St. James, open 7 days a week.
Trinity Lighting, 123 Western Main Road, St. James. Special on LED bulbs. Purchase 4 LED bulbs for $100, get 2 free. Trinity, they stock a wide variety of electrical supplies and specialize in light bulbs and parts for all your residential, commercial, marine, and medical fixtures. Remember, buy 4 LED bulbs for $100, get 2 free. 628-8373 or 622-6935. Check them out on Facebook, Trinity Lighting ETC Ltd. Or shop online at trinityetc.com. In the Miami area, contact them at 305-354-2033 or 305-932-0727. Remember, Trinity Lighting welcomes you to their main store, 123 Western Main, St. James.
The rainy season is here, so be weather smart and change your tires to handle the nation's wet roads. After all, you don't want to be the one to cause any accidents, do you? So why not check out Racetrack Wheels right now? They're the only one that gives you quality tires to hold the road properly. And to top it off, Racetrack Wheels carries all sizes of tires for all makes of vehicles. They are the sole distributors for Salem and Achilles tires. These tires carry a full manufactured warranty and is the #1 tire for comfort and performance in this rainy weather. We have the latest rims in all sizes, all at drastically low prices. We also do blank wheels that could be drilled to your vehicle specification. It's all about new technology and keeping ahead of the game.
So hurry on down to Racetrack Wheels, 3 locations: 330 Eastern Main Road, Aruca, 82 Bethany Road, Bucco, Tobago, and 64th Southern Main Road, Chase Village, or call 285-9168.
So my friend, take it from me and be weather smart this season and change your tires right now at Racetrack Wheels.
Put food on your table. ADC is affordable. Shop at ADC Supermarket, Cleaver Road. A very comfortable and clean environment. These prices are unbelievable. Come see for yourself. We have the best alcohol prices. Don't miss out. Get those specials on liquor. Put food on your table with ADC Supermarket, conveniently located at number 4 Cleaver Road in Arima. Every Friday and Saturday is real vibes and live entertainment from your very own DJ Christian on Friday and Saturday. Everyone is talking about ADC Supermarket. Shop in comfort and in a clean environment with the best prices for all your grocery needs. Secured parking. Remember, free delivery. Put food on your table. ADC is affordable. ADC Supermarket, number 4 Cleaver Road in Arima.
Sheltech Electronic, Capital Plaza, 11 to 13 Frederick Street, Port Speed. So you're looking for the best prices in gaming products? Come on down and visit Sheltech Electronics, the gamer's paradise. Get the latest PlayStation, Xbox, and Switch system. Games and accessories. Apple Stream, Roblox cards. Available. Daily clearance items up to 70% off. Pre-order new releases and save 15%. Come on, visit us online at sheltechelectronics.com. Cash in on the bargain. Sheltech Electronics, 11 to 13 Frederick Street, Port Speed. 627-3757. Cash in on those bargains now.
More FM 104.7 Icons Can Cook is back. This year, we team up with Hearty Food Supermarket again. More FM and Hearty Food Supermarket Icons Can Cook 2. Saturday, 25th November 2023 at Hearty Foods Car Park on Queen and Susano Street, Arima.
Long live soca.
The fun starts at 1 p.m. and we eat, drink, lime, and have a time all the way till 10 p.m. Who will take the grand prize and the Icons Trophy this year? Get tickets from any 104.7 FM staff member, Hearty Food Supermarket, or at the radio station to taste the hand of your favorite Icon team for just $50. More FM and Hearty Foods Icons Can Cook 2. Saturday, 25th November 2023 at Hearty Foods Car Park in Arima. Get your tickets now. Now.
Let me see you.
Hitman Howie T presents I Am Old School, his 36th DJ anniversary celebration on Saturday, 4th November. We party from 9 p.m. till 4 a.m.
How we see the Hitman?
If you want the job done properly, fire the idiot, them and come hire me. Dress code, multicolor retro wear, or yellow, white, and black. Hitman Howie T will be in full concert mode.
Y'all gon' make me lose my mind. Do you come from a land down Take
under?
it back to the old school. Everybody was kung fu fighting.
I Am Old School, featuring General Grant, Skrunta, tickets are $200 at the door mall. Get them now at Bobby's Bar, Curep, New Luna, Aruca, Sion's Bar, San Fernando, Herbie's Kitchen, next to Busy Corner Mall, Chaguanas, Fats International, Trin City Mall, and Arima, Revive Beauty Salon, McCoy Lake, Caliente Bar, Curep, Amanda's Grill, Excellent City Mall, Port of Spain, Roadside Cafe, Silver Mill, San Juan, 104.7, and the Sawa Sawa team. Don't miss I Am Old School. 104.7 FM is the official station for I Am Old School.
Looking to complete your home or business project? Well, the place is Michelin Hardware. We carry a large selection of roofing and plumbing supply, lumber, steel, water tanks, tools, and more. Get your sand, gravel, sand fill by the bag, yard or load. No one beats our prices. Visit us at M&R Building, number 97, Eastern Main Road, Aruka, or call 646-2144. WhatsApp 327-7761. Michelin Hardware.
Are you stressed and worried by problems? Then meet Priest Santosh Ji. Priest is specialized in palm, face, photo, date of birth reading and gives solutions to problems in marriage, relationship, love, business, job, health, and removes all black magic, negativity, bad luck permanently, and gives good luck and lifelong protection. Then call Priest Santosh Ji 384-3844. That's 384-3844.
Some call it a meal, some call it a snack. KFC Munch Pack. Hungry, you're hungry, yeah, we deal with that. KFC Munch Pack. Munch Pack, after work or lunchtime. Munch Pack, tasty, gold and divine. Munch Pack, KFC, you could find this deal, that's one of a kind. KFC Munch Pack, yeah, we love that. Gold and goodness to go. KFC Munch Pack, yeah, we love that. This deal is for you, yeah.
Hungry for deals? Enjoy a KFC Munch Pack with one piece of delicious chicken and one regular side for only $21.95. Only from KFC.
Eastern Credit Union's here to say Wally and Christmas light the way. Gift of light shining oh so bright to make your holidays just right. Oh yeah. For mortgage, home equity too. New and used vehicles just for you. Hybrid electric choices grand. With ECU you're in good hands. Georgie bundle and special treats make the festive season complete. Existing members come and see. A grand and shares you could drive free.
Eastern Credit Union's Gift of Light promotion is here. Borrow up to 10 times your share balance and get the chance to win over $100,000 in fortnightly and grand prizes. Visit our website at ecunewexperience.com or contact us at 800-4328. This promotion ends on December 29th and is approved by the NLCB. Eastern Credit Union, leading the way.
Canopia. Guess what? DG Homes' newest gated community, Daniel Estate, opens up the possibilities on the 30th of September for that new lifestyle with its beautifully designed 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, modern interior finishings with a superbly manicured landscaped front and backyard homes, starting at $1.65 million. And that's not all. One lucky homeowner will have a chance to win a brand new car. A brand new car. Yes, pull up and park your new car in your 4-vehicle parking space. Limited availability. So, what are you waiting for? Email us at info.dghomes@gmail.com or call 691-5659 for info to register a viewing. Beautiful home, beautiful car, beautiful life. Home is DG Homes, Daniel Estate, Canopia. NLCD approved.
This season is auspicious, KFC so delicious, a deal that celebrates us. Diwali delight, KFC. Diwali delight, packed with veggies and it tastes so right. KFC. Diwali delight, it's a taste that unites. Together we light up the world.
Your taste buds will be delighted this Diwali season. Bite into the Diwali delight offers from KFC. Enjoy our veggie sandwich for $29.95. Shubh Diwali from KFC.
Welcome to Tranquility, your trusted financial partner. For saving, investing or borrowing, no one can serve you better. With financial strength and stability, Tranquility withstands any test. With continuous growth and security, quality service at its best. We work with securing your family's future. We plan with taking your ideas further. We help making your burdens lighter. We are Tranquility, your financial partner.
Tranquility Credit Union Cooperative Society Limited. Quality service at work.
Tranquility Credit Union, now offering the lowest interest rate for new vehicle loans. Visit our website or follow us at Tranquility TT for details.
Yes, indeed. Present. Welcome, of course. Time check is just about 43 minutes past your 7 o'clock. And, of course, we continue, of course, to treat with the matters. Andy will be joining us momentarily. He has asked me, of course, to do the relevant necessity, the interlude that as we await his return. He's out of studio at this point in time. But I want to get back, of course, to the brilliant strategy that was adopted by former Commissioner of Police Gary Griffith, and now, of course, the head of the NTA. I think is a marvelous, and of course, we were wondering as to why, or not. I shouldn't say why, but the former judge or the first instance judge that looked at the matter, and his obiter dicta, because you have two kinds of judgment. There is a obiter dicta, and you have, of course, a ratio decidendi. The ratio decidendi, of course, is the judge's reasoning for giving his decision on the specific and substantive matter. But then you have ratio decidendi, as well as we saw with respect, of course, to the Malcolm Jones matter by the Privy Council that was concerned that the then Attorney General, he was banding all over the place that the matter will be withdrawn, and then the law lords were concerned that for that amount of money, a huge amount of money, the government was taking it so simplistically, so frivolously, and that by itself tells us that the law lords were minded that there was something awry, there was something, of course, unholy about that whole arrangement. And Dr. Rowley, of course, well, I say Dr. Rowley now, but people prefer to say, whether I say Dr. Rowley or not, it doesn't matter. The fact of the matter is that he is a dastard, a very evil, wicked, diabolical, and of course a very vindictive individual who will stop at nothing, who believes that the law does not apply to him, and therefore can use the office of Prime Minister, and by virtue of that office become, of course, national security head, and then, of course, engage in activities that really are operational, which, of course, is the exclusive constitutional domain of the police service, and to, of course, countenance and to even contemplate organizing a team of persons to go into the police service to investigate the police. And it's only the police that has the right and under the law to, of course, investigate criminal matters in particular. Not even the DPP can rely on his own in order to initiate an investigation. It must be through the police service, and yet still Dr. Rowley, believing that somehow as Prime Minister and head of the National Security Council could, of course, just vike. And we saw that not just with that. We get the opportunity now to see that Dr. Rowley is prepared to, as Prime Minister, only because he is Prime Minister, only because he holds that office, to, of course, stretch the envelope to the point where he interfered, of course, with a very specific, a very meticulous, a very what I consider to be sanctified process to, of course, select or to get a police commissioner. It's very simple. The Police Service Commission makes, of course, their own evaluation based on the material or the applicants before them. They do their investigations, etc., and they do, of course, their interviews, and then they do the evaluation. They give it points, and then it is submitted. Very, very complex and detailed process. Then that short list goes to the president, and the president's job, very easy, just to forward it to the parliament, and through the normal process, the secretary there will take it, and then, of course, everything else will follow suit, including, of course, the debating of the measure of those recommended. And then, of course, the parliament, usually the party with the majority in the parliament, obviously would have gotten their choice. That's that's the system. But of course, the entire thing was scuttled, it was breached, and of course, that's another matter. But I suspect that because of the makeup of the police service and the interconnectivity of persons believing that they are dependent for another stint at the helm of the organization will not want to, of course, engage in investigation. Only Gary Griffith, I think, was that independent and had the testicular fortitude so to do, because for sure by now, if he was there, we would have been hearing, of course, information about the fake oil matter. We would have been hearing, of course, about what transpired with respect to the if that at all had happened, as far as the police service commission is concerned, and what led to the resignation of the entire commission, and there are other matters such as that of Al-Rari and his children holding, of course, high power ammunition, and then of course we have, of course, Robinson Regis and that mysterious, what I consider to be manna from hell scenario, where of course she withdrew money from a particular bank, deposit that money in another bank, but miraculously, or should I say satanically, the same money was somehow remained in the original bank from which that money was extracted or withdrawn. I mean, these are matters that clearly requires a criminal investigation. Dr. Rowley, of course, appointing, for example, his personal lawyer, Anthony Quamina, as head of the company, consequential of the fragmenting, at best, if not destruction, of Petrotrin, and of course that particular company was responsible for all of the legacy issues, including, of course, all the documentation relating to the fake oil matter. And then, of course, we had a situation where an investigation took place, a judicial one, where, of course, the judicial officer returned a verdict of in favor of AV Drilling, talking about the arbitration, and they got back the contract as well. If that was Kamla Prasad Bisesa and Rowley was in the position of opposition, you know how much hullabaloo he would have made when, of course, that situation occurred. But he don't expect anybody to talk, because he believes he's a paragon of virtue, and of course is the repository of moral and ethical standards in this country, which has turned out to be, of course, a kind of pie in the sky illusion. And then, of course, the amount of recusement that has taken place and continue, I'm sure, to take place within the cabinet itself. Nowhere in the Commonwealth, I've done the research and I've seen that nowhere in the Commonwealth, any sitting government will have had over 500 recusal because of the real potential for conflict of interest. And here it is, Dr. Rowley countenance and condone that, and he himself participated in that kind of bizarre, unholy, totally undermining the rule of law, our democracy, the question of transparency and accountability, all of the infringement. And then amazingly, you see Balize House going up. Some say $100 million, and Dr. Rowley, of course, at the beginning of his stint as Prime Minister in 2015, told us that the first thing he was confronted with when he achieved the leader of the PNM was that it was owing $4 million plus it was owing thousands of dollars, hundreds of thousands, in fact, to one of the radios to media houses, as well as the PTSC, and yet still you have under construction monstrosity of steel, mortar, brick, etc., to the tune of nearly, if not over $100 million. Where you getting money from? And you glibly, of course, say that you saved that over 12 years. Well, we say on the ground report that it is clear that some point in time the operations of the National Lottery Board had to be suspended for you to sell all that ticket in a raffle in order to get that monstrosity and that kind of money. So we know it's a corrupt bunch of individuals who have commandeered not only government but the country, and therefore have no credibility. They have no locus standi in terms of being in those offices, and I'm making it bold. No locus standi, no legal right to be there, because Dr. Rowley has turned this organization, the PNM I'm talking about, into a criminal enterprise. And I call, as I've been doing, call on people who no longer are in the fray, but may have spent all of their lives and benefited, of course, from an association with the PNM, but have nothing to lose at this time, except, of course, the salvation of the party. People like Overend Padmore and other stalwarts who must be concerned as to what is happening there, and therefore you should begin the process of initiating some kind of internecine revolution to, of course, expunge, or put another way, to generate the catharsis, the purging of the PNM. Otherwise, I would guarantee you that the PNM will, in a very short space of time, particularly after 2025, will be relegated to the dustbin of political history in this country. Maybe that might be the best place for them. So I call on people like Overend Padmore and others. You have nothing to lose, and there's nothing to except, of course, for the party survivability. But of course, if you are part and parcel of the clan who believe that your grandchildren and your immediate family are benefiting from this macabre state of affairs, where this mafia and enterprise have captured the government and governance of this country, then of course, by all means, continue. It will go the same route of all dictatorial and autocratic entities, whether it be Saddam Hussein, whether it be, of course, I'm talking about Saddam Hussein of Iraq. I want to distinguish him from, of course, the one that we have here, a true Democrat and a young man who has tremendous potential. But of course, we can look at Hitler, we can look at Mussolini, we can look at, of course, of even Robert Mugabe, and we can look, of course, right, not too far from here, we're talking about, of course, the present president of Venezuela, Maduro, and those are the realities. And so long as we understand that, and so long as they understand that, they have a duty and responsibility to be eternally vigilant in terms of protecting our democracy. The rule of law has been scuttled by this organization led by Dr. Rowley. The separation of powers have been blurred, and of course, the democracy, government by the people, of the people, and for the people, has also been, of course, tarnished and polluted and poisoned, and therefore it's just a matter of time. And the people of Trinidad and Tobago, I don't think that you are so naive, because that should, if it is that something that ought to be and consequential of that multiple infringement and of course incompetence and impotence, and you vote otherwise, in other words, when you get the opportunity so to do. So I am very comforted. In Tobago, of course, we had the 14-1 situation. Clearly, that is a pendulum swinging in the right direction. Of course, in Trinidad, we had, of course, the August 14th local government elections, forced, of course, by the Privy Council. Again, Rowley attempting, of course, to infringe our rights to vote and offend the Constitution. Yet still, he will come out in our faces and in the Parliament and say, no, that is not so. But it is a fact that they said in no uncertain terms. I'm talking about, of course, the Privy Council. They said in no uncertain terms that the the executive, the government had usurped our right to determine who must be within a specific period, as was the case in the case of the local government elections. We have a right to determine who our leaders should be. And when that would have been usurped in the way Dr. Rowley went to the parliament with his very slim majority, 22, and pretending, of course, he has a major mandate, and usurp and undermine that process. Clearly, that is something that is anti-democratic and unheard of in any democratic fearing society. And the election should have been called in March of this year, and the dissolution of the entire local government apparatus should have been, of course, come to an end in December last year. So it is clear Dr. Rowley and his minions are prepared, of course, as a criminal enterprise to stretch the envelope and engage in a level of brinksmanship that could only endanger Trinidad and Tobago. We have seen them ill-performed as far as the economy is concerned. We have seen them, of course, ill-performed as far as the reputation of Trinidad and Tobago is concerned, in spite of his global trotting these days. But the fact of the matter is, I'm sure that CARICOM leaders don't mind coming to Trinidad at the expense of Trinidad and Tobago's population, taxpayers, having a drink, having a little holiday, and then, of course, they go back and they watch us through the lens of Dr. Rowley as fools, and they go back and benefit. And Dr. Rowley, like what I consider to be a diplomatic bully, he goes to Washington and other places. He goes to, according to boardrooms and so on, and then say that, of course, he's bullying them and insisting that CARICOM gets what it needs, etc. And the other leaders don't mind. That is why he was not invited by Trump to his place. Other Caribbean leaders got that opportunity, and again, because of his stance as far as the Venezuelan matter is concerned, we have seen, of course, he has not done in the interest of Trinidad and Tobago what he ought to have done a long time ago in terms of seeking the interests of Trinidad and Tobago at the level of the OAS. We have seen him scuttled again the opportunity at the level of the United Nations. So twice, of course, he has paid a visit there, addressed the assembly, the General Assembly, and then, of course, he goes there and beg other leaders of the world to help him with things that he was elected to do, and that is to say, to treat with the crime situation in their respective countries. If I was Biden at the time when he made that appeal, I would have instructed my ambassador to tell him, listen, if you want us to help you with your crime situation in Trinidad, as far as guns that may be coming from the United States, then I want you then, because we have a drug problem, stop them boats and those ships and those transshipments that are taking place from Trinidad, originating from South America, stop them from coming up north. That's what I would have said. You have a duty and responsibility, and you want to abdicate that, to abdicate your responsibility, and then, of course, try to have others do what you rightly ought to do for yourself. Well, it was a great American president who said in non-certain terms, you cannot ask others to do for you that which you rightfully ought to have done for yourself, and you were elected to do something. Yes, I'm talking about Abraham Lincoln, but the fact of the matter is that is where we have found ourselves. And now, sure, as they, whether you call it karma, whether you call it poetic justice, whether you call it, of course, any kind of justice, but is relief nonetheless, divine intervention even. But the fact of the matter is that Justice Devendra Rampersad's order that Rowley, Faris Al-Rawi, Fitzgerald Hines, Coram Imbert, Stuart Young, Marvin Gonzalez, 6 of them appear before him on the 9th next month. And then, of course, the retired police officers who he deployed, who, of course, he engaged to do this investigation of the police. With respect, of course, to those, the distribution and or matters that is pertaining to the issuance of firearms users license. And, of course, Dr. Rowley's comment about the report that he ought not to have even commented about, saying that it gives him troubling reading after he has appointed all of them. It demonstrates that level of what I consider to be buffoonery. I consider it to be a person who does not understand the principle of the rule of law, and of course the whole question of justice as a whole, as we have seen him over the years, demonstrated over the last 8 years, that he's unsuitable and that he is prepared to infringe people's fundamental rights and their feelings as well, because he believes that he has this, what I consider to be this compunction, this predilection for insulting people and for utilizing the highest executive office in the land to put people under unnecessary pressure, pain, ache, agony, and he's comfortable with that, and he will continue, of course, to do so if the population once and for all make the mistake, or put another way, if the population once and for all does not get rid of him. And of course, I am not advocating violence or anything like that. I'm saying that there's an election coming. I'm saying that we have processes where we can, of course, advocate, as we have done on our own volition here on the ground report, whether it push back 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5, and then, of course, other elements that are like-minded we join with in order to give a conscious understanding as to what we are facing. And it is nice to know that people like Roger and they are now seeing the light. Some may say too late, but I say, of course, so long as Rowley and they are in office, it cannot be too late. And therefore, I expect that one of the cogs in the process, a major one, because we're going to see what metal they are made of, but I'm sure right now they are contemplating how to avoid going before that judge. I'm sure that they are contemplating that. They're going to pull all the stops out, all the influences and infiltration in the various independent institutions to try to avoid that. Watch and see. But of course, I hope that justice will prevail, and that Gary Griffith, I say to you, kudos and well done. That is I got the nod, Andy. You give
yes,
me
yes.
Indeed.
But great.
Yes, I thought it was important, of course, to elaborate a bit and to, of course, once again say that Dr. Rowley, Forrest Alrari, Fitzgerald Hines, Crum Imbert, Stuart Young, Marvin Gonzalez, as ministers are to appear before Justice Devendra Rampersad on the 9th of next month, including, of course, retired police officers Wellington Virgil, Raymond Craig, and Leonard Charles.
Nice.
Back to you, Andy.
Oh boy. So Trinidad and Tobago, we go to the lines. Send your voice notes. Yes, send your voice notes. But the numbers to call for all new callers, the numbers to call 229-0251, 229-0251, or 239-5120, 239-5120. Yes, so give us a WhatsApp voice note or give us a WhatsApp call at 366-3053, 366-3053. I wonder if Mr. Tunapuna again, we loud and clear, and the callers loud and clear now. Morning, caller. Where you calling from? What's your contribution on the Gong Report this morning?
Good morning, Andy Lennox. Lennox, a mouthful, boy. Andy, yes, you clear. I can see it clearly now, my brother. You know, you not only could see clearly now, but I could hear clearly now. Lennox, you said everything, my brother. Everything. You encapsulate the whole scenario of what is taking place in this country. And I want to start off by this. Keith Rowley and Fitzgerald Hines continue to blame the opposition for not supporting them in crime legislation and what have you. Calling on Roger Gaspard, you see they put you under the bus? You have to come out and speak out now. Be a man, you have testicular fortitude. Don't hide this, don't hide. Come out now. But I want to congratulate Justice Davendra Rampasad. My brother, you take a position today that nobody in this country to be told Roger Gaspard would have been brave enough and man enough to stand up against the government when they in all this thing with the amnesty and thing with Nels and all this thing and whatnot. But I want to tell you something, sir, Mr. Rampasad, Justice Rampasad. Be bold and be brave. Be fearless. Because this is a golden opportunity where you could send people to prison, people in high office, because here why? One, it is contempt of court by Keith Rowley and members of the government. It is the course of justice by all those who took part in this fiasco, in this tragedy. And it could be contempt of court, because there was a court ruling that this thing. Lennox, are you and me, my brother?
Loud and clear. Go ahead, my brother.
Yeah, I mean,
as you say,
the option, he could have refused, but on this occasion, not at all. Go ahead, my friend.
Right.
And as you say, you can hear clearly now. Go ahead.
So, therefore, Justice Rampasad, you know, we've been watching on the world outside and seeing big political leaders and people in government and whatnot making jail all kind of thing. This is our opportunity, because this is no ordinary thing. Because when the small man, as Ansel Roger said, especially the little black boy and them facing the jail, they committing the crime. But here it is. You have people in big office and they blaming the opposition for not supporting crime legislation. But all you committing the crime, Rowley and Stuart Young and the Attorney General and all this is the time now, the opportune time. We people have to come out and make sure and protest that these people have to make jail. Because this thing can't go as no ordinary thing, Andy. We can't continue as business as normal. This is a serious thing, because we want the world to know what because remember our Attorney General went and lied in America. And he can't go back there to represent this country. We have the Prime Minister who was involved in so much fiasco. Email Gate, Nelson Gate, and so much other things. This is an opportunity now, Davendra Rampasad, Justice, to make sure that you send people to jail. Because this is no, as I say, this is the height of corruption. This is the height of crime committed by the top officials of this country, the Prime Minister, the Minister of Finance, the Attorney General, your Minister of Energy. Who you could want more than that? This is top brass of the government. And these people have to face the consequences. Roger Gaspard, don't stay silent. Come out and speak out, because you're why, Lennox. Why to talk about that monstrosity, that big building, policy headquarters? You see now, Allison West is coming out and denying, because of what, based on what Afra Raymond was talking about, the high cost of with that $55 million that we paid for rental and whatnot. I am saying this. She's saying that that there is no thing, because there's no PNM, the owner of that building, there is no financier of the PNM and what have you. But there's no light to the population. These people represent the 1%. And I'll tell you why I'm saying this. Why is it that I know you're high-end? Last night on the news I was watching it, Reginald Amos saying that they terminate the contract for that building. You know what, Lennox, if you could bear me out, the contract had expired. They didn't terminate no contract, but it was when the public outcry about $55 million, and then they say they went on to have a month-to-month rearrangement. It is only when the public outcry and that corruption, and definitely, as we know, with all lawyers who get in brief from the government, similarly to that of all the contractors and all the business associates, they passing back money to the PNM government. That is how that building is thing there. You also hear allegations about that new senator fella Sukai Diesel. You also hear an allegation about they outfitted the Balize house with the air condition, which could run it up by plenty millions of dollars, because they know why. They will get all the state briefings as it relates to servicing all government vehicles and whatnot. You understand what you So this is a white man, and as you say, Lennox, it is a network of corruption. And I am calling on Justice Rampasad. Brother, hear what's happening. You forget whatever it is. You have a job to do. You swear, you take an oath, and who had to make jail, had to make jail. Just like we say, who they're dead, who had to go and make jail, let it be so. We can't take this thing no more, because it's happening from the top, where crime is concerned. And it's not only with the little black man and the little boy who committed the crime and taken up a gun and whatnot. And these are the people who lay the foundation for the criminal activity to take place today. Lennox and the other have a blessed day, and oh God, I feel proud and nice to hear the clean broadcast of the program. Have a nice day, fellas.
More FM 104.7.
The Ground Report with Mikey K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
And I have to listen to that foolishness. And I have to listen to that foolishness. And I have to listen to that foolishness. What the hell they're coming to see me for?
Because PNM had enough time to put Laventille and all these places like Diego Martin, all these places in a certain order for the amount of years the People's National Movement, all of us talking about, all of talking writing, Look at the kind of places that support the People's National Movement in this country for donkey years. What all they do with we? What all they do with all the supporters?
I don't know today how we are administering our affairs within our party. Are we being fair? As I have said to people repeatedly, while many believe that I have gained from being a member of the PNM, I have lost quite a lot as a member of the PNM.
The present PNM leadership, either weak or don't understand politics.
The people don't want it. They don't want to say PNM. And they asking for nothing. That's why they support. Ask them property.
Maki, you see why people
ask them property and 10 acres of land.
No, when they say that PNM people not poor, we not poor.
That is why half of them had to run in the maxi and wait for a drink and a roti.
No, we going because we want to go, Maki.
On my time for running behind the PNM and waving a Balize, gone.
Maki,
I just stronghold.
Maki, take that back.
I born and meet the Balize. If you go in my house, you go see none of them. Ask some of them had Dr. William in the house. They don't know nothing, said I was David from foundation.
Maki, we rich in spirit.
I want money. I earned that with all, That all in that's probably on that. I was the rosary. That's spirit thing. I don't know the spirit lady. I was zero. Now I don't know everything.
Oh God, Maki. Maki, let me take.
Hallelujah, they broke me. I want money.
And I have to listen to that foolishness. The only constituency that does not have a government secondary school is my own Diego Martin West. And you're not the only one who haven't been seeing me. My wife is saying the same thing too.
We must make government work for the people rather than have the people work to keep a government in place.
You must develop a sense of self-reliance. You must develop a sense of confidence. And you must know and remember that parliamentarians are your servants and that you are the lords of the land. And so I ask you to put your hand on your heart, every one of you, and shout after me, I am the government.
I am the government.
Louder, I am the government.
You are the government.
I am the government.
We are the government.
and annoying me in the intervening period. And you know what time I get up in the morning? I go to bed between 2 and 3 o'clock in the morning. I get up at daybreak. And when I get up nervous many times. Because what's going to happen to us as a people today? And all of a sudden they're concerned about debt in the country. They're concerned about who hungry. They're concerned about who's starving. They're concerned about... Just give me a break. Thank you very much. I was going to the Oval one evening and I stopped as it was drizzling and a radio station was on. And on that radio station, which wasn't my favorite station, but it was on in the vehicle I was in, a most vulgar and outrageous radio program was on the airwaves called The Ground Report. You all remember that? In that report, it was the nastiest, dirty. As a matter of fact, what caught my attention was how filthy the program was on our airwaves. And I was asking myself, how could this be permitted on the airwaves of Trinidad and Tobago? Election or no election. And it was all about me and my father and my mother and this, and I had raped this and I had done that, and the Ground Report. They want to know what the plan is? The plan is to put an end to this. And annoying me in the intervening period. And you know what time I get up in the morning? I go to bed between 2 and 3 o'clock in the morning. I get up at daybreak. And when I get up nervous many times. Because what's going to happen to us as a people today? And all of a sudden they're concerned about debt in the country. They're concerned about who hungry. They're concerned about who's starving. They're concerned about... Just give me a break. Thank you very much. A code, a mafiosi code. We keep each other's secret. It's only when you break rank, you go there and expose us, and for that, we're going to kill you politically. It's the code of the Cosa Nostra. As long as we stay together, we will survive together. And we agree not to breach the code of secrecy.
The price of fuel by 15%. I then realized that was not enough. I came back again in April and I raised it again by 15%. And I came back again just a few weeks ago and raised it by another 15%. They haven't rioted yet. So I might raise it by another 15% in April of next year.
Next time you're talking with someone who doesn't think it's a problem that more and more of the nation's wealth and income are going to the top.
You have to find a way that you encourage the rich to get richer, because in getting richer, they create opportunities for the poor.
Mention these 7 economic fundamentals. Number 1, workers are consumers. Number 2, consumer spending accounts for 70% of all economic activity in the United States. Number 3, people at the top spend a much smaller portion of their incomes than people in the middle class and below. Number 4, so when most of the economic gains go to the top, there's not enough purchasing power to keep the economy moving. Number 5, which means that in order to have sufficient demand for goods and services, a larger share of total income has to go to the middle class and the poor. Number 6, which requires a higher minimum wage, a bigger earned income tax credit, lower taxes on the middle class and the poor, financed by higher taxes on the wealthy, and stronger unions capable of negotiating higher wages. 7, these don't hurt the wealthy. It's not a zero-sum game. In fact, the wealthy will do better with a smaller share of a rapidly growing economy than they're doing now with a large share of an economy that's barely growing at all. These are the 7 economic fundamentals.
I must stop you here. I was trying to follow you, but you're losing.
Somebody touch me. 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 Brothers and sisters, all boys and girls, it is such a wonderful pleasure, honor, privilege to be here with you this evening, heralding in the celebration of the acknowledgement of the spiritual baptism in Trinidad and Tobago. But today is a special day. Wednesday is the official day. But today is the day that the PNM will have come with you to begin a week-long celebration in a very different year.
And all I will ask Mrs. Kamala Prasad, Mrs. is for a little bit of respect.
Oh, really?
But on behalf of all the dignified people of our constituencies, we say to Kamala, go to where the monkey put the nuts. And they want to know why we have not diversified the economy. Just drink your rum and get on my face. I choose my word very carefully. You could behave as an effective opposition leader. I think the country is better for that. But geometry is not really the way to deal with these things. Kamala Prasad, Bisesa, and the UNC go and put that bill where the monkey put the nuts. Take it in the pooch. And I've got force in that woman. You gotta do it every day. Then that you call on the Prime Minister to do something about crime. I'm not in your bedroom, I'm not in your choice of men. That is tantamount to hugging up a porcupine to go to bed. Because I will tell you that she will do it, she will be all alone. And she can jump high, she can jump low, she can drink this, she can drink that, she can bark in the dog, you never know she can. And you will see government ministers who came into office looking like Miss Howard Chuck.
Prime Minister, I'd like to take the conversation to a more social realm, the social climate. You look on social media.
It's Christmas time, we should have some drinks then.
Well, perhaps of the non-alcoholic flavor.
Well, that is not a drink. I'm coming to the conclusion that it's all about respect. All about respect. If we're raising children, boys and girls, we start there. We teach them to respect. And if you're in the workplace or if you're on the street talking to strangers, it's about respect. There's just a shit amount of what you want to do this time.
R-E-S-P-C-T, find out what it means to me. R-E-S-P-C-T, take that P-C-T. Oh, respect. Just a little bit. Get back. Just a little bit. Keep on playing. Just a little bit. Right now. Just a little bit.
More FM 104.7. The Ground Report with Mikey K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
Wow, wow, wow. Live theater.
Live theater, my friend.
Live theater with a very, very dirty fella. The man thought somebody touched his soul to mash we up, to kill we. What touched his soul? When he sing that, Lennox, what touched this man's soul, boy? If it was God.
I say his Manning come from the grave and hit him a slap. Not touch his soul. He slap him. Yeah, because the man is totally bipolar. He is, of course, schizophrenic. He is duplicitous. With the same breath, he will say things that may be morally pure, but at the same time, by and large, he will be overwhelmed by dirty and nasty and vitriolic and excoriating statements about people, institutions, and whosoever he believes. only last week, Thursday, he agreed with Kamla Prasad Bisesa that it is about person who taking opportunity to break open these Hindu temples, facility, and so on, and of course churches and so on, and he was in agreement then. But then, when one look at his own track record, after terrorizing the Muslim community one carnival, he was invited to a mosque. You know, the man jumped asleep inside there. And I say it's divine intervention. You cannot mock God. You cannot. And then again, he comes now and disrespecting the Hindu community in Edinburgh 500. Have some gorillas, about 4 or 5 gorillas, disrobing Indian person, and it turned out to be a goddess sacred to the Hindu community. And in the beginning, he had no apology. He was unapologetic, and subsequently, when he realized that his political stocks were being wooed, were being attacked, were being reduced, he then, of course, made an apology. And then, as the first clip that you played, he went in a Baptist session and, of course, sang that song, Raise at Him, but they converted that into a soca song, got young people to call, and as a practicing shouter Baptist, I was extremely incensed. In fact, I played that even last night, but to show that level of duplicitous and bipolarism and the insincerity of this man. He is totally and absolutely dishonest in a cosmopolitan country that has a respect and across the world as the melting pot maybe of the Western Hemisphere in particular. And here it is, he has been engaged in such divisive acts that clearly does not suit, he doesn't suit or he's unsuited for the position of Prime Minister in a cosmopolitan country that has a respect for the diversities, whether it be on the basis of culture, whether it be on the basis of religion and so on, and it should be expeditiously be jettisoned out of office. Unfortunately, we have a year and something again. He will resist. But of course, I expect that those inside of the PNM to take action, who still have some moral and ethical bone in their being, to of course to tell Dr. Rowley that he has to get out, he and his team, because he has cultivated a mafia syndicate and have converted the PNM into a criminal, corrupt enterprise. And that is where I think we should be going. That is why people are calling for to hit the streets and so forth. But like everything else, he will spit in the sky, fall in his face, and therefore will fall on his own dagger, as we have seen, as of course the honorable judge has called six of them to come before him and ostensibly to say where they got the power from to, of course, investigate the police.
Like that judge there, I, the Pitbull, admire him. I admire him for his strength, his courage in standing firm with his oath. What's his name again, Lennox Smith?
Devendra Ramprasad, Justice Devendra Ramprasad.
Justice Devendra Ramprasad, you're a boss.
The Honorable Justice Devendra Ramprasad.
The Honorable
Devendra, the
Honorable
Justice
Devendra
Ramprasad.
Ramprasad. Yours truly, the Pitbull of Radio, salutes you. The next justice that I want to salute to, Mark C. Prasad. Justice, the Honorable C. Prasad, right?
Yeah, Justice.
Yes, he's a real nice. He different too. Remember, he doing the case for the junior Sammy. If I don't only hold up with you there, you know, I feel we that get real judgment under that justice there too, you know.
And
Junior with a lossy
I
case.
can't remember his name either. Needs
no, it's Frank. It's Frank. No. It's Frank.
Yeah, Frank.
Yes,
Frank
but the man I want to think. Justice Frank C. Prasad. Oh God.
Just Honorable Justice Frank C. Prasad. And I can't remember his name now. It has slipped me. But the one who was brave enough, who was fearless enough to call a spade in the case of the the kidnapping that he said occurred by the authorities here.
With the Brent man?
From Jones, yeah, Jones. What's his name? Brent Thomas.
Right, but what is that
Brent
justice?
Thomas,
Let me congratulate these honorable men for holding their oath of office serious and standing up for the people of Trinidad and Tobago. What's his name?
We have to give them.
What your name? What your name again? You gotta get to know. The one who did that Brent thing.
I'll get it.
Yeah, go on the computer and get it for me one time.
Yeah, I have to get it.
We must do the right thing.
It's right in the tip of my lip, but I want to make sure that we have it right. We have to give credit where credit is due.
And I do this because these brothers and them are very honorable. But I also do this and want to acknowledge these justice, these honorable men, for taking their oath of office very serious and wanting to encourage the other members of the judiciary that take their oath and swear without fear and favor to do the right thing. All you jump on board. We need you all. We have a country to save. Because when I listen up to now, the commissioner inquiry to the dead fellas and them, those divers can't come to fruition yet. It just remind me, and I need to remind you, the people of Trinidad and Tobago, of this.
Once again, I'm a little disturbed to find out that there's some log somewhere which might help us all understand what was happening contemporaneously. You're telling me that there is a log available which would have your notes of what happened on the night virtually contemporaneous with the events?
Every time we go to sea, when they get back, you have to do what's called a patrol report.
Well, it doesn't surprise me in the least. What does surprise me is that we've been asking the Trinidad and Tobago Coast Guard for information about their involvement in this matter, particularly given the nature of some of the allegations being made at this inquiry and before, for material in relation to it. What did we get from the Trinidad and Tobago Coast Guard? The statement of Lieutenant Eric Hargreaves, who is apparently retired. We've had nothing from them at all. I'm not having a go at you, please understand this. We've had nothing from them at all. We have had to issue summonses for people to attend, you included. Did you get any instruction from Mr. Commander Isaac to provide a statement to this inquiry?
No, I didn't.
When was the first time that you heard that you were supposed to come along and give evidence?
It was about a week before the first day I was supposed to come, which was the 21st of November, about a week before, or actually, so a few days before.
When you received the summons?
Yeah.
Yes. Because of the lack of response from the Trinidad and Tobago Coast Guard. It's not your fault. All right, it's not your fault. But it is, to say the least, disappointing. I mean, are we serious about trying to find out what happened?
You all heard that?
Right.
Are we serious about trying to find out
anyone else, please?
about what happened?
Yes.
That is what the man said.
Thank you, Mr.
Are we serious about what to find out about he and all failing? But just a reminder, just a little reminder again. People must be.
I feel like if I could give up, when I reach out there and I see nobody inside. None of my, I would call them family were inside the waiting for me. Andrew, Dexter, no rescue diver, nobody was inside that chamber. I don't know that. When I see that, I wasn't sure if I was moving still. Because it was so unbelievable to know this happened and nobody here to assist me, nobody. I didn't see nobody inside the pipe trying to rescue me. Nothing. Because everything inside my open and rescue me. Everything inside me open and rescue me. Nobody was making out to rescue me.
We on the Ground Report must give you the movie as it is. What's going on before our very eyes is a movie. All the information, all the evidence, all the stupidness that those brothers is right before we eyes. We have told you about Petrotrin.
I have to leave. I want to interrupt here. I have to leave, but of course, lightning strike twice in the same place. It was, of course, in the Ben Thomas matter, Devendra Rampersad as well. Justice, yes, Devendra Rampersad.
So the same Justice, Reverend Rampersad,
that has summoned Dr. Rowley, and remember he had asked Hines to voluntarily come before him to explain what he meant that about the criminals have support in the judicial system as well, and Hines refused because he got the option. But as a lawyer, he ought to know. So the underbelly of these fellas are going to be examined. They are extremely hollow, and I'm sure they're going to make a mess of the thing. I'm sure if they don't get the way in trying, of course, to avoid coming before him. But the person who was the judge that was involved in the Brent Thomas matter is High Court Judge, of course, Devendra Rampersad. Honorable.
Nice. Let's see. Let me ask something. The Chief Justice, what people are saying, it's alleged that our judiciary are not independent, and he's the Chief Justice. Do he have any power to be able to shift cases away from, you see, like these named honorable justices that we're talking about?
The system is such that they have a docket system where it is distributed almost on an objective basis, so there is no subjective situation there. However, of course, the Chief Justice, by virtue of his office, is the head of would be the head of the appeal court and so on, and we have seen there is a lot of has been a lot of talk about quid pro quo, having regard to the fact that Dr. Rowley did not want to engage in an inquiry into the Chief Justice when the Law Association had asked for it, that impeachment process that requires the approbation or the approval of the Prime Minister. And he said that he will stay clear of that, like the wall of China. And then, of course, they said certain things that the court itself asked him to address because it was so unnecessary. But clearly, making it look as though people were setting him up to come up against the Chief Justice, that kind of thing. So we wait and see. It's early days yet, but one has to commend, of course, Justice Devendra Rampersad for his tenaciousness and his adherence to the rules, and of course the promotion and defending, of course, the Constitution, the rights of people, and making it much more palatable for people to now believe that there is, of course, a justice system that people would have confidence in. I think that this is an exercise in confidence in the judicial system, and one cannot fault themselves, but to commend him and others who are so stridently in defense of the rule of law and the justice system, and not to impugn or in any way reduce its significance and relegating it, of course, to a mere let's say toy of the executive. Well done. I'm out of here, Andy.
Nice. This morning, Trinidad and Tobago, some of your calls not coming in, but I want to test every potential. Just like Pundit, Boronat, Mirage, who just do live theatering, directing at the Ramleela Fest that not too long is being ending right in Sandy Grande. The Sandy Grande Ramleela Committee. It was a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful first time experience for me. The burning a wawang, having him bent to his knees, and all those various things. I'm talented just like that. For you to have reality TV, listening to the people themselves discriminate and intimidate their own selves based on the nastiness they are doing all of us. I need to go back to what it is we continue to tell you all about when it coming to Petrotrin and this government. Okay, before I do that, I want to play this and then play you all something so you'll see how serious and how long we have been following up this Petrotrin thing and how the government lied to us, close it down, and today we under pressure, real pressure. Yeah.
The Ground Report, the Ground.
Listen.
The government of Trinidad and Tobago is not closing down Petrotrin.
The Ground Report, the Ground Report.
I would think that there's been very clear that all the employees of Petrotrin will exit the company. All.
The Ground Report with Mikey K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
Nice. And I would like you all to listen to this very, 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 very closely. Make sure and do that. Listen to this.
My name is Gary Aboud. I am the Corporate Secretary of Fishermen and Friends of the Sea, Trinidad and Tobago. We went under the Freedom of Information to the Ministry of Energy and we got the exact data. For 4 years, Petrotrin did not rely on government subventions. So 2016, 17, 18, Petrotrin were not given 1 penny from central government. But yet the Prime Minister and members of his cabinet kept speaking about Petrotrin like that they were going to sing the national economy, saying that if they were kept going, they would lose $2 billion a year.
The government is not closing down Petrotrin. And in case you were just opening your fridge and you didn't hear that when you closed the door, let me repeat it. The government of Trinidad and Tobago is not closing down Petrotrin.
Dr. Ali said the single payment of a US $850 million bond, which matures in August 2019, plus the $700 million that the company is due to repay shortly after, was the basis on which he knew decisive action on Petrotrin's future could no longer be put off.
In short, the Petrotrin fix was always seen to be bad for politics, and even one's political survival. But we have arrived at a place now where its ongoing failure threatens the national survival. The refining assets of Petrotrin can now be put in a separate company for opportunity attention. The OWTU will be given the first option to own and operate it if they wish.
So when people talk about Petrotrin bringing in US dollars, that is a completely false narrative. It was not a net earner of foreign exchange. It was draining the country's reserves.
But then, if that were true and Dr. Rowley's statements were genuine, then why is there no evidence of any subvention to keep the company afloat in 2016, 17, and 18? And when they were paid in 2019, $1.2 billion from the Ministry of Finance, that was specifically to pay severance. So, are we being run by a government with integrity? Is the public interest being served by officers duly elected who are concerned about the welfare of the least privileged, or are they ambitiously seeking to become the most privileged? These are serious questions, and for those of you who listen to our presentation, I beg you to answer in your heart and in your conscience When you go to the hospital and see sick people waiting 10 hours, how do you feel? When you go to take a bus and the bus doesn't come, how do you feel? When you drive on the road and you break your axle because the road isn't repaired, when you see WASA paying $1.5 million a day for salt water, desalinated water, and you see so much leaks, how do you feel? When you see a Prime Minister passing legislation that himself and the President should be paid their full salary for the duration of their lives as pension, but everybody else gets less, how do you feel? When you are lied to and have to pay triple for the price of oil and gas, when we had a company that could have produced and exported and kept our economy on a robust and vibrant status, how do you feel? When you see a private company that is secret, that no one knows who the owners are, making $400 and $500 million a year selling oil and gas to ships, profits that should have been going to the national treasury, how do you feel? When the application for that company was made 6 months before Petrotrin closed, when the applicants, Dr. Rowley's close friend, would not have known or should not have known of the planned closure of Petrotrin, when you are lied to and told that Petrotrin is sinking the economy, when for 3 consecutive years not a penny was paid in subventions, how do you feel? Well, for me, I feel like everybody's going to want to give me licks because they're going to say I should keep quiet, don't interfere with the big wigs, they will kill me, they will shoot me. But I feel sad when I see children fighting that don't have proper education, when I see people suffering, pensioners, when I see the Blind Welfare Association underfunded, PAVI, I don't feel good, I don't feel proud, I don't feel patriotic. And I call on you to say something, speak about this video, share this video. Thank you for listening.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. I say no more. I show all of you just experienced live theater. Live radio and everything and everyone speak for themselves there. The lines are open. The numbers to call 229-0251, 229-0251 or 239-5120, 239-5120, or give us a WhatsApp call at 366-3053, 366-3053. Trinidad and Tobago, the floor is yours. It's all about a better Trinidad and Tobago. It's all about change. It's all about we wanting the change, and we wanted a country deserving to all of us. Morning caller, short and sweet. Where you calling from? What's your contribution on the Ground Report?
Morning, gentlemen. Calling from the Barrackport. Gentlemen, I want to address this situation here with the statement Roger made. And Afra Kambon now come out now to rebuke what he said. Now, I just always hear the problem why the African community is where they are in the social economic status in this Trinidad and Tobago because of the leadership they follow. They was misguided, they was misled by people like Eric William. Now we have Rowley over here. Now, Kafra Kambon come now to dismiss what Roger had said about the African community in this country. Now, Rowley was in power for 8 years. We have had a murder toll so far, probably over 4,000 people. Out of that 4,000 people that have been murdered, over 3,000 probably is young African men that get murdered in this country. This year, we're going into 500 murders that take place in this country. Out of that 500, 400 plus is African people. Not one word from Kafra Kambon. He would not analyze what Roger said and try to come out with a statement to say, hey, my community that I represent as a leader in my African community, let me analyze what is taking place. let me look at this thing at a different viewpoint rather than just come and say, hey, hear what? That we not accepting that. Again, bad leadership from the people who looking up at these people for guidance to try to put them into the right path. He would not do that. And we gonna sit back down now and say, okay, accept what he's saying. Yeah, Roger shouldn't make that statement and all that, but it's facts, it's truth. Look at every single aspect of what is taking place in the society. But they're gonna try to broad brush it to say, hey, hear what? Nah, is the entire country that's going through this thing? No. Look at it. Look at the prisons. Look at the homelessness. Look at all the fights in schools. Look at what is taking in the home invasion and all these kind of things. And when somebody comes out now and say something, you come to rebuke that statement that the man make to try to say, hey, hear what? I am an African leader and we're not accepting that. This is why the African community is in the situation there is. Their leadership is bad for them and they really need to start looking in a different direction if they need to come out from that bottomless pit they are sinking in right now, further and further and further. Have a good morning, gentlemen. Enjoy the rest of your day on your program. Be
Thank you very much. The people of Trinidad and Tobago will listen and watch the reality TV of Kim Kardashians and the Kardashians and them. Right in Trinidad and Tobago, it's a reality radio with yours truly, the Ground Report and the team. Let me say a pleasant good morning to Ravi, aka Postman.com, Tony, Kyle, all of you. A pleasant good morning to you all. You all are good people, man. Kavika, all of you. And thanks so much again for always standing up and being there for yours truly, the pitbull of radio, at every call that I announced. So your boy understand. Trinidad and Tobago will fight. I've now started. If a matter of fact, I've started long time in wanting a better Trinidad and Tobago. Let me squeeze in 2-3 more calls. Quick. Morning,
Andy.
Morning.
It's Krishna here.
Go ahead, Krishna. Short
Andy, you see, let me tell you something. This government is a lying government, you know. I listen to the people playing there just now concerning patriotism and whatever. All of them said lying, trying to fool the people of this country, boy. Watch now. We in a serious state with this PLN government right now, you know. Unless we get rid of this lying, obeah man, deceitful Prime Minister, boy, Andy, boy. I wanted to say to the Justice, Rampersad, stand your ground, yes, deal with them fellas and them. Because I see in a way when I read all kind of different news. Big people in office, high people in office getting locked up. And real jail like a thing. Down here, it ain't happening so. And I find, Andy, we are only doing too much things to get away. Everything the man do. According to himself, he's from Tobago. And in Tobago, like some Mason Hall, have a place called Lokoto. He went Lokoto, everything this man do is Lokoto, Jambi. Lockton, listen.
Good morning, caller. Short, very short and sweet.
Morning, Andy, Mikey, Prof. Original Tagarigua.
Go ahead, the original Tagarigua.
Why Cambon and come out and protest? We went in America for the man who they mash his neck and protest. That your business? Your business home here stink. It's dirty. They want to play talking. Rocha has a right to come out and say what he say because it's truth. It's real. So what are you talking about? All of us do stop because you know why? The butter in all the hand. A little look now, a little lick mouth, look. Alright, Andy.
Stop letting
Oh boy, it's 3 minutes to the hour of 9 o'clock. What you all not say today was a very, very, very good day? What you the people of Trinidad and Tobago not say today was a very, very successful day? While all of us continue, some people will say to do the same thing over and over and over every day. Right here on the Ground Report, I would say today is a very victorious day to each and every one of you, the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago, that take part in this balanced program. Take part right here where you have a voice. Take part whereby you're going to bring the news that mainstream media don't want to bring. This is your program. This is your station. And I thank each and every one of you for always every morning giving us the opportunity in your vehicles, in your offices, in your homes, in your hearts, and we would not let you all down, because it's all about standing up for the right thing. And it's standing up for the right thing, staying firm, that when we make that stand up, the right thing is being executed. That's like myself when I say Andy for Grandy and Grandy for Andy. Valencia, Matua straight to Matlat. A pleasant good morning to each and every one of you. And in giving me that opportunity in the 2025 general elections coming, I learned from every one of them politicians mistakes that they made, and I would not make that for you. I want to be the first one to set that precedent of that political change that we need in Trinidad and Tobago, and keeping that belly, that will, that courage before my eye close, that we must see changes in Trinidad and Tobago for the betterment of all of us. Our healthcare system in a mess, our national security system in a mess, our education system in a mess. I see Rowley talking about young people. What's the opportunities you have created for them? What's the course? What's a Mutura to Matlat? The fishing depots and all those things. Access roads to the agriculture, agricultural processing plant, and many other things that is so simple. All these illegal quarrying, instead of let's just leave it there, make it easy to make them illegal quarriers, and let us tax them, let us organize, and let them pay back the dues to the people of Trinidad and Tobago. It have many other avenues. So the work will go on. On behalf of the Ground Report team, coming up next, Mr. X, Robert Amal, Sense and Sensibility, right here on 104.7 More FM. Don't forget tonight, Corridor Transformation with yours truly, Lennox Smith, on Facebook and on YouTube. Also, don't forget tonight, yours truly or ours truly, Mikey K, will be on Gala Channel tonight and tomorrow, please God. On behalf of the Ground Report team, I'm Andy Williams, better known as the Pitbull of Radio. And now the people of Trinidad and Tobago are having an understanding of Andy for Grandy, Grandy for Andy, Valencia, Matlat, straight to Tokyo. We are out of here. Yes, we are. Until tomorrow, please go.
More FM 4.7.
And I have to listen to that foolishness.
Smith.
Disclaimer. More FM Limited, its owners and associates, accepts no responsibility for statements made by the talk show hosts or their guests. More FM Limited does not endorse any of the information provided during this commercially booked segment as the truth. That you have to judge for yourself. We, however, reserve the right to question statements made. But in this time of misinformation, government-controlled media and corruption, it is sometimes hard to get the truth. But we must try. It is not our intention to discriminate or annoy anyone. We believe it is our constitutional right to free speech, to voice our opinion, and our duty to the population and country to expose the truth. More FM Limited takes no responsibility. Disclaimer. More FM Limited, its owners and associates.
Mr. X, go ahead, my brother.
Here, so be weather smart and change your tires to handle the nation's wet roads. After all, you don't want to be the one to cause any accidents, do you? So why not check out Racetrack Wheels right now? They're the only one that gives you quality tires to hold the road properly. And to top it off, Racetrack Wheels carries all sizes of tires for all makes of vehicles. They are the sole distributors for Salem and Achilles tires. These tires carry a full manufactured warranty and is the #1 tire for comfort and performance in this rainy weather. We have the latest rims in all sizes, all at drastically low prices. We also do blank wheels that could be drilled to your vehicle specification. It's all about new technology and keeping ahead of the game.
So hurry on down to Racetrack Wheels, 3 locations: 330 Eastern Main Road, Aruca, 82 Bethany Road, Bucco, Tobago, and 64th Southern Main Road, Chase Village. Or call 285-9168.
So my friend, take it from me and be weather smart this season and change your tires right now at Racetrack Wheels.
Are you stressed and worried by problems? Then meet Priest Santosh Ji. Priest is specialized in palm, face, photo, date of birth reading, and gives solutions to problems in marriage, relationship, love, business,